So the today event will be blessed. Let us start with the reciting of the Holy Quran, as well as the reading of prayer by Mr. Rizky Alwi. Time is yours.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم ربك الخلق، خلق الإنسان، ربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم لم يعلم كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى أن رآه استغنى إن إلى ربك رجعا. صدق الله العلي العظيم. أيها الحاضرون، إخواني وأخواتي في الله, sebelum kami tutup, mari sama-sama kita aminkan doa. Semoga kegiatan kita hari ini dari awal hingga akhir diridai oleh Allah Subhanahu wa taala, diberkahi oleh Allah Subhanahu wa taala. Khusus kita bacakan istighfar dan Al-Fatihah. Kita bertawassul dengan bacaan kita, dengan bacaan istighfar dan Al-Fatihah. Semoga dengan bacaan istighfar dan Al-Fatihah ini untuk orang tua kita yang telah mendahului kita, ulama kita, para pemimpin-pemimpin kita, ataupun umara kita. Khusus kita doakan Allah yarham Prof. Tabrani, Allah ampunkan segala dosanya, dilapangkan kuburnya oleh Allah, ditempatkan di maqam mahmuda, makam terbaik di sisi Allah, tempatkan bersama orang-orang salihin, as-siddiqin, as-syuhada, was-salihin. Nastaghfirullah thalathata marrat. Kita beristighfar sebanyak 3 kali. Astaghfirullahal azim alladzi la ilaha illa huwal hayyul qayyum wa atubu ilaih. أستغفر الله العظيم الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه. أستغفر الله العظيم الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه. وخصوصا إلى هذه النيات لهم الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين. الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. يا أرحم الراحمين ارحمنا يا الله. ارحمنا يا رحمن ارحمنا يا رحيم. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا ولوالدينا وارحمهما كما ربيانا صغيرا. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا ولوالدينا وارحمهما كما ربيانا صغيرا. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا ولوالدينا وارحمهما كما ربيانا صغيرا. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم انصر إخواننا المسلمين والمجاهدين في فلسطين. اللهم انصر إخواننا المسلمين والمجاهدين في غزة. اللهم انصر إخواننا المسلمين والمجاهدين في كل مكان يا حي يا قيوم. اللهم زدنا علما نافعا وارزقنا فهما واسعا ورزقا حلالا طيبا مباركا وعملا متقبلا. اللهم إنا نسألك سلامة في الدين وعافية في الجسد وزيادة في العلم وبركة في الرزق وتوبة قبل الموت ورحمة عند الموت ومغفرة بعد الموت. اللهم هون علينا في سكرات الموت والنجاة من النار والعفو عند الحساب. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من الهم والحزن، ونعوذ بك من العجز والكسل، ونعوذ بك من الجبن والبخل، ونعوذ بك من غلبة الدين وقهر الرجال. ربنا هب لنا من الصالحين. اللهم اجعل أولادنا أولادا صالحين حافظين قارئين فقهاء في الدين، مباركا حياتهم في الدنيا والآخرة. يا حي يا قيوم، يا حي يا قيوم، يا حي يا قيوم، يا رحمن يا رحيم. اللهم اغفر له وارحمه وعافه واعف عنه واجعل الجنة مثواه. اللهم اغفر لهم وارحمهم وعافهم واعف عنهم واجعل الجنة مثواهم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين، والحمد لله رب العالمين. تقبل الله منا ومنكم، تقبل يا كريم. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Kalau Tuan pikat kenari, jangan patahkan batang jerami. Kepada Puan sembah diberi, memohon kata aluan dalam ajari ini.
Opening speech from Rector of Abdurrahman University. Please welcome Professor Susi Endrini, SSC, MSc, PhD.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahilladzi arsala rasulahu bil huda wa dinil haqq liyusirahu ala dini kullihi walau karihal musyrikun. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarikalah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh la nabiyya ba'da. Jalan-jalan di tanah Arab. Jangan lupa membeli kurma. Selamat datang di Universitas Abdurrahman. Terima kasih atas kehadirannya. Durian Pekanbaru dari Bangkinang. Dimakan enak, jadi camilan. Peserta konferensi telah datang. Universitas Abdurrahman menjadi terbilang. The Honorable Our Abdurrahman Foundation founder Dr. Susiana Tabrani, distinguished speakers, member of steering committee, participants, guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. On behalf of Universitas Abdurrab, I welcome you to the first Abdurrab International Scientific Conference and Expo 2023. This conference will be going on today, and there would be parallel occasion for tomorrow, including digital teaching material development and seminar digital education granted by Indonesia Ministry of Education funding, and also guest lecture for students in Faculty of Engineering. I'd like to extend our greetings to all distinguished speakers. They are Professor Anis Malik Toha from UNIZA, Brunei Darussalam, Associate Professor Dr. Noazah binti Samsudin from University Tun Hussein on Malaysia, Dr. Samsul Kamal bin Ahmad Khalid from UTSM Malaysia, Dr. Ezak Fazrin bin Ahmad Soberin from UTSM Malaysia, Associate Professor Muhammad Aziz from Institute of Innovative Research, Tokyo Institute of Technology, Japan, Dr. Tiara Martias from NESO Institute for Global Health, the University of Melbourne, Australia, Dr. Samsul Bahari, Specialist Obstetrician from Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Abdurrab. I would also like to extend our greetings to all participants, presenters, poster presenters, students, and guests from the various countries that are here with us in our campus in Pekanbaru, Riau, Indonesia, and also join in our Zoom meeting. High appreciation is extended to the committee of this conference, Dr. Mai Falzong, Dr. Isna Wardaniati, apotheker, and Liza Krishnawati MCom, who has organized seminar intensively. As consequence, this conference could be taken place in time as we all intended. It is our pleasure and honor to host this very important conference, which has been jointly organized by 4 faculties within the Universitas Abdurrab: the Faculty of Medicine, Faculty of Engineering, Faculty of Pharmacy and Health Sciences, and Faculty of Psychology and Social Politics. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this conference is Rabbani concept and its implementation of engineering, health, and social sciences. This theme is related with our vision. As we know, philosophy is the master of the knowledge. Generally, it is divided into Islamic and non-Islamic philosophy. The Islamic philosophy is the best practice in human life because it covers all aspects of life. Deep understanding will give positive effects to main and branch knowledge. Unfortunately, some Islamic scholars do not internalize the benefit of it. The nature of knowledge is based on Rabbani, and of course, the source of knowledge is from Allah. According to Imam Al-Ghazali, acquiring knowledge is categorized into two types, fardu ain and fardu kifayah. The researcher tries to highlight on fardu kifayah and the correlation with the Rabbani concept. Every Muslim go through learning process and facing many types of knowledge, either Islamic or general knowledge. Government, administrators, scholars, teachers, and preachers play an important role to make sure the general knowledge are Islamized totally. All Muslim, especially to those who involved in education, must think, plan, and take an action to implement Islamization of knowledge. They have to include and relate all the general knowledge with the Rabbani concept. This conference will suggest few actions that can be done by us as philosophers, thinkers, planners, and implementators to make sure Rabbani concept exists during the learning process. Finally, the Islamic philosophy becomes reality. I wish the participants a very fruitful and productive meeting, and I'm looking forward to hearing the outcome and constructive conclusion of this meeting. Herewith, I officially open this conference. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bukan rumput, sembarang rumput. Rumput hijau di pagi hari. Bukan jemput, sembarang jemput. Jemput pahlawan pendidikan, Kota Madani.
Opening speech from founder of Abdurrab Foundation. Please welcome Dr. Susiana Tabrani, MPD.
Bismillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Asyhadu alla ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarikalah wa asyhadu anna abdahu wa rasuluhu la nabiyya ba'da. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana hablana min azwajina wa dzurriyyatina qurrata a'yun waj'alna lil muttaqina imama. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace be upon you. Gadis Melayu masih belia, hendak dilamar Tuan Laksamana. Sungguh terasa hati bahagia. Abdurrab International Scientific Conference and Poster Competition terlaksana. First of all, let us express our gratitude towards Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, whose blessings are always with us, so that we all can be here in good condition and health. Peace and blessing be upon the great Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Respectable Rector of Abdurrab University, Prof. Susi Endrini, Vice Rector, Dean, and all lecturers. Honorable, all the guests, Prof. Anis Malik Toha, Professor Nur Azah binti Samsudin, Professor Muhammad Aziz, Dr. Samsul Kamal bin Ahmad Khalid, Dr. Tiara Martias, Dr. Ezak Fazim bin Ahmad Saubari, dan Dr. Samsul Bahri Rifai, spesialis Opjin. Professor, lecturers, researchers, ladies and gentlemen, it is greatest pleasure for me welcome you to Abdurrahman University. I would like to express my sincere gratitude and welcome you to Abdurrahman International Scientific Conference. Moreover, I honorably welcome to our keynote invited speakers on First Abdurrahman International Scientific Conference who have generously agreed to share their expertise with us. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to one and all. It gives me immense warmth and great pleasure to grace all of your presence in the interest of the entire committee. It gives me tremendous contentment to be presenting the welcome speech amongst the most esteemed personalities who have won accolades in their respective fields. Before we begin this international conference, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to all of you who sincerely committed to this event to make it a success. This event would have been impossible without the support of each and everyone present here, especially Prof. Susi and Rini. This conference provides clear evidence that Abdurrahman University has strong commitment to contribute positively to the development of human resource and education in Indonesia with its jargon safe generation through education. We are committed to educating people to be a good man. A good man is a human being who is robani, amanah, and beradab. I ensure this event will be profitable and fruitful for everyone present here. Thank you one and all. Have a great discussion. Dalam rumah wangi seranti, lebih wangi kopi meranti. Dengan ilmu derajat tinggi, dengan ikhlas pahala menanti. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you to Dr. Susiana Tabrani, MPD. Next, we enter our main event today with the first speaker, with Professor Dr. Anis Malik Toha, LCMA PhD, from University Islam Sultan Syarif Ali Brunei Darussalam. Professor Anis Malik Toha was born in December 31, 1964, with Indonesia citizenship. With academic qualification in Islamic University of Medina, University of Punjab, Pakistan, International Islamic University, Islamabad, Pakistan, and get PhD in International Islamic University, Islamabad, Pakistan. Prof. Toha, we give you 20 minutes for presentation of your research. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillahilladzi hadana lihada wa ma kunna linahtadiya lawla an hadana Allah. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Allahumma salli wa sallim على حبيبنا وشفيعنا وقرة أعيننا سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني قولي أما بعد. The Honorable Rector Abdurrab University, Professor Dr. Susi Andrini, the Honorable the founder of the Abdurrab Foundation, Dr. Susi, and I think once upon time when I was in Unisula, we had the great pleasure welcoming Dr. Susi last time, I think in 2016 or 2017. All right, the respected panelists and invited speakers, brothers and sisters, all the attendants, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. First of all, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude for this invitation to be part of this very important international conference with a very important theme, that is the Rabbani concept, yeah, and the implementation in the education, in engineering, health and social sciences. Presentation, inshallah, under the title Rabbani concept of knowledge and education for a sustainable development. Brothers and sisters, all these whiles, we have been experiencing ups and downs of the modern civilization. By modern civilization, I mean the civilization which is based on the Western values, the Western norms. And this modern civilization had been experiencing very tremendous development in different aspects of life. But at the same time, there are tragedies. There are human tragedies and environmental tragedies challenging every one of the members of this mankind on this earth. Therefore, I think it is timely to address this very issue, the issue of the contemporary and the modern concept of knowledge and the concept of education. I would like to share with you my humble readings on this very subject, that recently many ideas, many complaints, have been raised by different circles among the education practitioners. We may cite some works which express this very concern. For example, in 1996, Readings published a book under the title "The University in Ruins." And then Professor Harry Lewis, the former dean of the Harvard College, in 2007, published the book "Excellence Without a Soul. Does Liberal Education Have Future?" And then Schrecker, in 2010, also published a book under the title "The Lost Soul of Higher Education: Corporatization, the Assault on Academic Freedom and the End of the America University." Richard Hill, 2012, Academia, an Insider's Account of the Troubled University. Laborie, 2017, A Perfect Mess, the Unlikely Ascendancy of American Higher Education. Smythe, in 2018, The Toxic University, Zombie Leadership, Academic Rock Stars, and New Liberal Ideology. Newfield, 2018, The Great Mistake, How We Wrecked Public Universities and How We Can Fix Them. And then in 2021, Peter Fleming published a book entitled "Dark Academia: How Universities Die," etc., etc. So by just reading these titles of the academic works, we can see how the Western scholars, the Western academia, actually complain about this development in the modern educational system. Two of them, for example, Professor Harry Lewis, in this book, he said, "Harvard articulates no ideals of what it means to be a good person as opposed to a well person." This we can find it in the page number 160. That's very alarming here, that he himself, as the practitioner of education, he was the dean of the Harvard College for 8 years. And then after retiring, he wrote this book, and he's published this book in 2007. It is self-explanatory, that Harvard School, which is the qiblah, the qiblah of the modern higher education, in the West as well as in the world in general. All the universities almost, emulate what has been practiced in this university. But then, according to this professor, Harry Lewis, that Harvard failed actually to nurture the good person. Yes, it is very successful to produce well person, but not a good person. I think every one of us are familiar with one of its graduates, its alumni, Bill Gates, for example. I think everybody is familiar with this milliarder man. Okay, next, Peter Fleming, in his Dark Academia, How Universities Die. This is also very, very clear. He expressed this concern, the deep concern about the death of the universities in the West as well as in the world over, because the Western universities, the Western higher education has become the focus, become the role model, of all the higher education in the world. In this book, he lamented that higher education system has been corporatized, steeped in bureaucracy, and dominated by marketing and PR imperatives rather than intellectual pursuit. So this is also another deep concern about how the universities and the higher education in the West need to be rescued and need to be improved in its performance. We in this modern time, has been or have been experiencing this modern plight, which is multi-dimensional actually. And there are so many contemporary challenges, including religious extremism, right and left, cultural conflicts, genocides, and environmental crisis. So these plights and this crisis, actually humankind, has something to offer actually, especially from the Islamic perspective, from the Rabbani perspective, and this crisis are the direct outcome. It's not the byproduct. We believe that this is the direct outcome of the modern knowledge and modern education, that is heavily Western oriented, because the knowledge and education, that's very, very important contribution, to the sustainable development in the future. Therefore, it is ample time, and it is actually timely to propose our values, in order to safeguard, and to rescue the future of mankind and the future of this universe. Knowledge and education, will actually provide, for us, for everybody, in the what decision making, and knowledge and education also is very important in the capacity building, in the environmental stewardship, the social equity and inclusion, the technological advancement, global collaboration, economic sustainability, resilience to change, cultural preservation, long-term vision. In summary, knowledge and education are pillars for achieving sustainable development by fostering awareness, empowering individuals, driving innovations, and promoting responsible and inclusive practices. So,
5 minutes left.
okay, I will go inshallah, firstly, inshallah. Islam actually has something to offer to rescue these problems. But then the modern Islamophobia industries also that something which need to be faced by us together. All right. Foundation of the concept. The information of our audience that I use Rabbani here, exchangeable with Islamic, since Rabbani, etymologically is derived from the Arabic term Rabbani, originating from the word Rabb, signifying a connection to Allah the Almighty as the Rabb. So it emphasizes a holistic approach to knowledge and education, integrating spiritual and moral dimensions into the learning process, rooted in the belief that all aspects of life are attributed to the divine. The Rabbani concept seeks to infuse educational principles with a deep sense of purpose and moral responsibility. It views knowledge as a means of fostering not only intellectual development, but also spiritual growth and ethical consciousness. By integrating these elements, the Rabbani concept aims to contribute to sustainable development by nurturing individuals who are not only knowledgeable, but also morally grounded and socially responsible. The principles and philosophy. The ayats or the Quranic verses recited by our Qari just now actually is the philosophy of Islamic and Rabbani concept of knowledge and education. So in this ayats, that by the way, that this ayat is the first ever revealed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is actually the teacher of all, and the one who taught Adam alayhi salam, taught the Anbiya and all of us, So it is very, very important to ponder upon this first 5 ayats revealed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is related to knowledge and related to the human creation. And it is purposely taught by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to us. Okay? So our scholars, Professor Said Hussain Nasser, for example, said that the root and essence of knowledge continues to be inseparable from the sacred. For the very substance of knowledge is the knowledge of that reality which is the supreme substance, intelligence which is the instrument of knowledge within man is endowed with the possibility of knowing the absolute. Also, Professor Ismail Farouqi, he also mentioned, concluded that at-tawhid is the source, of knowledge. So there is no dichotomy of knowledge in Islam, scientific knowledge versus religious knowledge, because all knowledge are rooted in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Understanding knowledge in the Rabbani concept. So the definition of knowledge according to the Rabbani concept is actually based on the philosophy of Iqra itself. And the knowledge in Islam is also expressed in the hadith and also the saying of our great scholars, that knowledge is actually religion itself. So therefore, we have to be careful about knowledge. We have to learn from someone who is actually knowledgeable and who is religiously firm, or well-grounded. According to Imam Shafi'i, the true knowledge, ilmu itu tidak mungkin bangkit dan berdiri tegak melainkan di atas asas yang kuat, yaitu berita terpercaya, khabar shadiq, bersumber dari Al-Quran, baik melalui pemahaman tekstual secara eksplisit maupun melalui proses istinbat, deductive reasoning, dan istidlal, inductive reasoning secara implisit. So knowledge according to the Rabbani concept involves a comprehensive understanding that encompasses intellectual, moral, and spiritual dimension. It goes beyond mere information to include wisdom and ethical principle. Science is something حاطط بالشيء على ما هو عليه من غير خطأ ولا زلل. That is something, comprehension of something as such without error and slip. And this is what has been confirmed also by a modern scholar, from Harvard University also, Prithrim Sorokin, in his book, The Crisis of Age, where he distinguished, the true science, from the pseudo science, And also that has been also mentioned by the Honorable Rector, Professor Susi just now, that according to Al-Ghazali, knowledge is of two categories, Fardul Ain and Fardul Kifaya. And Fardul Kifaya, we cannot just, consider that Fardul Kifaya is something which is not really important. Fardul Kifaya is also equally important, to Fardul Ain, because if we fail to perform this Fardul Kifaya, all of us will be sinful. So we are actually duty bound, to develop this knowledge of Fardul Kifaya in the medicine sciences, in the medical sciences, in the engineering and the mathematical sciences, and so on and so forth. Role of knowledge in personal and societal development. It is profound, influencing various aspects of individuals' lives and the overall progress of societies. Personal development, empowering critical thinking, career opportunities, cultural awareness, character and capacity building, adaptability. While societal development, knowledge plays an important role in the economic growth, social cohesion, innovation and technology, environmental sustainability and conflict resolution. So connection between knowledge and sustainable development is very, very important. The knowledge serves as a catalyst for sustainable development by providing the information, skills and insights necessary to address complex environmental, social and economic challenges. This is the educational principles, yeah, according to the Rabbani concept, yeah. So the first principle that the education, yeah, is to establish justice, yeah, to ensure the justice to Allah, the Rabb, yeah, the Rabb, yeah, the God. First of all, we will not be able to do justice to anyone, yeah, to everything, yeah, before we do justice to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is to consider him as our Lord and as our Rabb, as our God, yeah. After that, we will be able to do justice to ourselves, to do justice to our fellow human being, and to other creatures, and of course, the last but not the least is to knowledge itself. Secondly, that education in Islam, in the Rabbani concept, is holistic education, integrating spiritual, moral, and intellectual development. It aims to nurture individuals in a comprehensive manner, fostering not only academic knowledge, but also ethical values, character development, and a sense of purpose of creation, especially creation of man as the vicegerent of Allah, Khalifatullah on earth. And then the last principles is the lifelong learning. Remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in many ayats in the Quran, yeah, especially the Surah Taha 115, yeah, وَقُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِي عِلْمًا, and say, O Muhammad, my Lord, increase me in knowledge. There is a hadith also said by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, man humani la yashba' talibahuma, la yashba'u talibuhuma, talibu ilmin wa talibu dunya. Two insatiable cravings, a seeker of knowledge and a seeker of this world. Yeah. Then education in any concept is accessible to all. Yeah. Because education in Islam is not limited by gender, race, class, or geography. As the Prophet ﷺ said, Talabul ilmi faridatun ala kulli Muslim. Seeking knowledge is obligatory upon every Muslim. So education must be accessible to all. Yeah. And education is to foster critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Yeah. The nas of wahi is limited, while human life continues till the day of judgment. So Imam Shafi'i here, based on his readings in the different the Quranic ayahs, especially in what Surah Al-Hashr, Imam Shafi'i introduced the principle of qiyas. So qiyas here is actually inductive reasoning or ijtihad that is made mandatory to all of us, especially the knowledgeable, the ulama, to conduct this ijtihad in order to meet the needs of our days. Okay, and then the applications of the what is it? The application of this Rabbani concept, yeah, in the environmental sustainability, yeah, to the sustainable development. How Rabbani concept addresses environmental sustainability? The principle and the concept of Caliph, yeah, man as Khalifatullah, as the vicegerent of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the role of humans in the conservation of natural resources. The concept of Tawheed, the conviction that there is no God but Allah. The concept of Mizan, the balance of nature, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has in place the mizan in everything and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded to mankind to maintain this mizan. And also the concept of ihsan, to do good to all, the concept of fitrah, nature of basic ability created by Allah, and last but not the least, the concept of rahmatan lil alamin, that this religion, this message is Allah's mercy upon all the universe. Challenges and criticism, potential criticism or limitations of the Rabbani concept. That is the ignorance on the part of some Muslim intellectual, especially those secular, liberal-minded. And of course, this hegemony of the Western cultures and values, and the Islamophobia industries. So these are the very, very challenging, criticism. And then how to respond to these challenges? We have to develop awareness campaign and intellectual enlightening through education on the message of Islam. And it will alert to the people, to the multidimensional crisis of the contemporary age. That's what been elaborated by scholars mentioned above. Future prospects, potential evolution of the Rabbani concept in response to changing needs, integration of modern science, modern issues, digital and technological literacy, educational innovation, environmental conservation, health and well-being, accessibility of knowledge, social justice, advocacy. So these are potential evolution of the Rabbani concepts in response to the challenging needs, especially in the near future. The conclusion, to summarize, the Rabbani concept offers a holistic and ethically driven approach to knowledge and education, providing a valuable framework for addressing contemporary challenges in a manner that is sustainable, just, and guided by the principles of Islam. By fostering a deep connection between knowledge, ethical conduct, and spiritual awareness, the concept contributes to the development of individuals and communities who are not only contributors to sustainable development, but also stewards of the earth and agents of positive change. With that, I would like to end my presentation, and sorry for this a bit more time for your attention. Thank you very much. Aqulu qali hada wa astaghfirullahaladzim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Thank you for Professor Dr. Anis Malik Toha, LCMA, PhD.
Di bawah cahaya bulan purnama, berkumpul kita dengan riang gembira. Selanjutnya, representasi dari University Tun Hussein on Malaysia sudilah memberi insight bagi kita semua.
We enter to our keynote speaker. Please welcome Associate Professor Dr. Nur Azad Bandi Samsudin from University of Malaysia.
Our keynote speaker will deliver a presentation with the title Artificial Intelligence in Healthcare.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning to all. Ni yang pertamanya, saya ingin mengucapkan berbanyak terima kasih to the organizer of University Abdul Rob, especially to Director Prof. Susi Andrini, and the founder of the Abdul Foundation, Dr. Susiana Tabrani. Our distinguished speakers, invited VIP, important people, Pak Governor, and other members, and also the lecturers and students of University Abdul Rahman. So, before I start my presentation, I would like to share how happy our team from UTHM, Dr. Shamsul Kamal and Dr. Izzat Fazrin. Yesterday, we were welcome at the bandara, and I think it was a very welcoming event over there. Okay, we start with Salat Maghrib. Okay, upon arriving, we start with Salat Maghrib at the airport. Then we were brought what they call Nasi Arab Riau. So we have Riau here. Huh? And this morning, in this event, we have started with a very good starting, okay, with a very good agenda, okay, with the Quranic verses and prayers. So I think this is also a practice of Rabbani concept. So we are not just believers, but actually we do what we believe, inshallah. And I always pray that this would be a success to University Abdul Rahman. Okay, I mean, Ya Rabbal Alamin. In fact, during our trip from the airport to the Bina, so Prof. Susi was very excited talking about almarhum Prof. Tabrani. Okay, and it was a very touching story to me. In fact, and the story has made me, okay, early in the morning today, I look into his history, and I also have the opportunity to listen to a short talk by Dr. Susiani. Jangan salah pilih sekolah. So today I have a very good input actually early in the morning. Jangan salah pilih sekolah. So I believe those of you who have chosen, okay, to study here, to work here, actually you are not in the wrong path. Inshallah. I said to Prof. Susi last night, if I were to be young, maybe I choose to register here, but it is too late already. It is too late to register here. No one wants me to enroll in the program. Okay, so let us start with artificial intelligence challenges for healthcare leaders. Okay, so this is a hot topic now because many people are talking about artificial intelligence or AI. Okay, next. Okay, let us start with the problem domain. Okay, with the problem domain in your environment. Okay, what are the prerequisites to build a good healthcare system? Okay, so I believe that we shall have right equipment. Okay, we shall have right equipment, skilled and knowledgeable workforce. So I believe this is what Professor Tabrani has been working on for many years for real people, right? Okay, reasonable work schedules, of course, and well-designed jobs. Okay, there are many other methods in the list, long list, but I believe for the healthcare providers, these are among the important elements to be fulfilled. Okay, next. So let us see what is AI, what is artificial intelligence. It is the science of making machines do things that would require intelligence if done by men. Okay, so that is about artificial intelligence. We have the approach, we have the technique, Okay, we have the methods that we want to make the machines become more intelligent. Okay, machine is just a machine. It can be operated. It can use to automate things. Okay, it can be used to automate procedures. Okay, but in the case of artificial intelligence, we want to make the machines operate as if they are just like humans. Okay, next. So in digital transformation, AI evolves. It expands. It has more algorithms. It has more techniques. Okay, in healthcare industry to support digital transformation. Okay, to support digital transformation. Next. Okay, what is the motivation? Okay, what makes people go into artificial intelligence? Okay, and last 2 weeks, I was in Shenzhen, China, to visit Shenzhen Polytechnic University. So in Shenzhen Polytechnic University, I can see their initiatives. Whenever they build a faculty or school, a field of study, they will always welcome industry to attach with the university. Okay, for example, when they open School of ICT, Information, Communication and Technology, they also have training center, okay, training center for ICT. They work with the industry like Huawei, okay, Xiaomi, to open the training center. So the students have the theoretical studies on campus, and at the same time, they also have the experience to work in real world application. Okay, so that is how Shenzhen Polytechnic University built the relationship with the industry. Okay, maybe similar scenario can be applied in our case. Okay, if it is needed. Okay, so when we talk about artificial intelligence, why we need artificial intelligence? Because we have lots of data. Kita ada banyak data sebenarnya. Berapa orang di sini yang tidak pernah buka WhatsApp? Walau dalam masa 1 hari. Pernah kita bercuti ke daripada WhatsApp? Pernah bercuti tak daripada WhatsApp? Tak kan? Kadang-kadang inilah dia masalahnya. Bangun tidur tengok WhatsApp dulu daripada tengok Quran. Kan? Jadi WhatsApp tu, okay, for your information, WhatsApp collects a lot of data. WhatsApp collects a lot of data. So that is why sometimes we have to know what the do's and don'ts when we have our WhatsApp. That's one example. There are other examples as well, like census. Okay, when you go through the toll gate, for example, the census, actually they also collect our data. Okay, if you use Waze, when you travel, you use the Waze, right? Okay, they also have lots of data. Okay, then in our world of studies, no matter whatever fields, we have to make decisions. Doctors make decisions. Okay, rector makes decisions, right? Lecturers make decisions. Students as well make decisions. Okay, so that is where AI comes into the scene. Okay, and we also want to have value-based care service. Okay, we are not, people nowadays, they are not like in the old days. Okay, where they just get the service and stop. That's it. But now we have to take care of them for long term. We want to make our customers more loyal. Okay, kita tak nak customer kita datang makan nasi Arab Riau 1 kali sahaja. Kita nak dia makan nasi Arab Riau banyak kali. So how do we collect that data? And how do we actually utilize this AI, okay, so that it can make more profit to us. Okay, next. Okay, so AI actually refers to computer systems. Okay, computer systems that simulate or exhibit a specific aspect of human intelligence, intelligent behavior. Okay, so sometimes you can see machines can think, sometimes you can see that machines behave because the intelligence is already integrated into the computer systems. Okay, next. So, AI in computer systems, we make the system think like human. Okay, in decision making, in problem solving, there are patterns actually that we input into the computer as if the computer has brain. Okay, so sebenarnya sistem komputer ni dia tak pandai pun. Okay, yang pandai adalah the intelligence of the human being translated. Okay, being translated into the computer system. So the more experts that we have, the more experts that we consult, okay, the better the computer system is. Okay, itu sebab bila kita jadi AI system developer, when we become AI system developer, we have to choose the right person to consult. Okay, itu yang kadang-kadang for my final year project students, when we ask them, okay, how do you verify that your system is good? If the answer that if they test the system with the roommates, okay, or with the family members, then that is not AI yet. Okay, when you want to verify whether the system is intelligent enough or otherwise, you have to evaluate, you have to test the system with the experts. Okay, if it is in medical field, then you have to find the medical experts. Okay, if it is in engineering field, then you have to consult the engineers. Okay, in order to verify your system. Okay, so we also have cases when computer systems like human, like in the case of image recognition, voice recognition. Okay, when I did my PhD last time, okay, actually my area was in developing AI system to detect cervical cancer. Okay, cervical cancer. Okay. Kalau di sini panggilnya apa? Kanker rahim. Betul eh? Kanker cervix. Okay. So, in the case of cervical cancer, during the screening process, actually the cells are collected from the cervical area. Okay. And these cells are smeared on pap smear slide. Okay, pap smear slide, glass slide. Okay. Then in conventional approach, the pap smear slide is analyzed under the microscope. Okay. However, there are cases where during the sampling collection, what happened actually, you may have sample errors. So you don't get the diagnostic cells. What you get is actually the intermediate cells. You tak dapat, kita tidak dapat sel yang sebenar-benarnya yang affected by the cancer. Tetapi yang kita dapat itu adalah sel di sekitarnya. Okay? And these cells, the intermediate cells, if we analyze them individually, you cannot see the abnormalities because it is very subtle. They call it subtle malignancy. So that is why where my AI techniques come into the scene. So I use group-based classification techniques in which I perform group-based analysis, okay, using computer systems to look into malignancy-associated changes phenomenon, MACs phenomenon. So that was my work related to AI during that time. Okay. And in AI, we may also have seen computer systems that can think rationally, because the computational models are embedded with formulas, with reasoning, procedures, and so on. Okay, and there are cases you can see some systems, AI systems, it acts rationally, it acts, it has intelligent behavior. So sometimes you can hear that particular system give you some alert, some signals, some sounds, okay, to say that it is dangerous and so on. Okay, next. Okay, when we talk about AI, the excitement is there, but the challenges are also there. Okay, these are the issues where leaders, where the leaders especially have to study. Sometimes, we may have lack of understanding what computer systems can do, what computer systems cannot do. Okay, because computer systems work as how it is programmed. But human, we have intuitive, we have the intelligence, natural intelligence. Okay, not only artificial intelligence. In the case computer systems, they have artificial intelligence, so there are some limitations. Other than that, there is a shortage of well-trained workforce. Okay, what I'm trying to say here is that it is anticipated in coming years we may have lack of workforce, especially in ICT. Okay, when the computer systems, when most of our procedures become computerized, okay, it is not that it can replace you. It cannot replace human intelligence. But we need experts that can control these AI systems, that can maintain the AI systems, that can update the AI systems. So we are afraid that if today we are afraid that we have people without jobs, but in the future we may be afraid to have the phenomenon jobs without people. Okay, so we have to look into this issue as well, especially in ICT. Okay, next. Okay, we are still lack of data for training AI algorithms. We have to understand how actually we make people become experts. How? We train them. We keep giving them with updated cases. We have new problems all the time. So that is why people learn from experience. We always listen that our seniors, I don't say all people, our seniors always say what? Ibu lebih dulu makan garam. Ibu lebih dulu makan garam. Okay, so what makes our seniors become experts? Okay, not only because they eat salt, because they have many experience. Okay, they are fed with several problems until they become expert. So, in the case of machine, what makes it become expert? We need more data. Okay, we need data to train the system to become more intelligent. Okay, next is a lot of strategies for technology integration. Okay, sometimes there are organizations that I can see whenever they see new things, they rush into it. Okay, whenever they, like the youngsters, when they look at mobile technology, handphone, right? Every time they see the new ones, they want to buy it, although they don't need it. Okay, so in the case of organization, we have to be very careful as well. Okay, we have to evaluate, okay, how to strategize the integration of technology. Okay, we also have to look into the legacy of infrastructure. When we develop the system, in the old days, we use the old technology. But when we want to build the new one, sometimes it is not compatible. Okay, it is not compatible with the existing technology. Can I have that bottle? Sorry. Sorry. Okay, can we go to the next slide? Next slide. Now, AI technology. So, AI technology, these are the common ones. There's a long list of AI technology. These are the four things that I want to share with you. One is machine learning. Next, NLP. Natural language processing, voice technology, and medical robotics. Sorry. Next. Okay. Why we call it machine learning? Machine learning, okay, because we want the machines to learn. That is why the field is called machine learning. We want the machine to learn. Okay, just like how humans learn. Okay, so what we did in AI, the machine is trained with data until the machine can understand the patterns in the data. And eventually, when the patterns are understood, whenever you present a case, to the machine, it can make predictions. Okay, it can diagnose, it can screen. So, like in cervical cancer screening, it can classify whether the patient is normal or abnormal, positive or negative. There are various algorithms called supervised, unsupervised, reinforcement, and deep learning. Continue. Okay, natural language processing. You can see this. In the case of natural language processing, in the old days, the computer systems just recognize 0 and 1. Okay, that's just digits, 0 and 1. But now, in AI, under natural language processing, the input is actually our language. Our language. So it can take up medical records, doctor's notes, okay, medicine prescriptions. Okay, these are what we call natural language. We don't have to translate it to 0 and 1 anymore to input to the system. We can just pick up the natural languages to be processed, to be interpreted In fact, sentiment analysis, okay, the sentiment analysis under natural language processing is used to predict the results of election. Okay, the results of election. Your discussion in Facebook, your discussion in WhatsApp can be captured to see whether your party can win or otherwise. Okay, that is one example of natural language processing application in sentiment analysis. Even if you sell a product, okay, sometimes you have comments from your customer, right? The comments from your customers actually go through natural language processing techniques to see whether your customers like or do not like your product. Okay, so that is one of the field under AI. Next, voice technology. Okay, so in the case of voice technology, one example, you can see that people make robots. Okay, that can communicate with human. Okay, and there is one research in one of the universities in Malaysia. They use robots to remind citizens when to take their medicine. Okay, because sometimes we have problems when we take care of these senior citizens. Okay, their children have to. Okay, no one has to take care of them. So we need this kind of automated reminder, okay, for the to perform the routine tasks. Okay, medical robots. Okay, at the moment, from my reading, there's a medical robots perform the actual surgery yet, but it is used for training the medical students. Okay, it is used to send data. It is used to collect data from patients. Okay, in fact, medical robots are considered as practical as well. Okay, to assist living for senior citizens where they have no one at home sometimes. Okay, so medical robots can be used to solve such problems. Okay, so we can see that the role of AI is to support human performance and foster digital healthcare transformation. Okay, so that is the role of artificial intelligence. We want to support human tasks, okay, for digital healthcare transformation. Okay, that is why in practice, okay, it is recommended for human-machine partnership. It is not a total replacement. It is a human-machine partnership. Keep the delicate balance. Okay, keep the delicate balance between the types of care we value and the levels of automation that AI technologies offer. Okay, it is not about replacing the human experts totally, but we want to complement. Okay, we want to complement the ecosystem in healthcare industry. So we have to learn how to integrate AI features into workflow to support decision making. There are some procedures actually where robots, okay, can be installed, can be employed, but there are cases, okay, where we need human experts to verify. So that's why when I was doing my PhD last time, my role is at the screening procedure, not at the diagnostic procedure. Okay, so we have to know where actually is necessary to install the AI technology. We want to optimize wide range of platforms, products, and services. So why AI is actually necessary in healthcare when we see that the task a machine has surpassed human performance, meaning that when you task that task with the computer system, with the computer systems, it is okay. Okay, but if the performance of the computer systems, you still have doubts in the accuracy, then you have to handle things with care. Okay, we try to minimize the mistakes. Okay, in fact, if it makes mistakes, it does not lead to serious consequences. Okay, medical experts may be unavailable, but machine can still do a good job. Okay. So what are the recommendations to our strategic plan to leaders? First, look at your goals. Short-term goal versus long-term goal. Okay. In fact, when during the what we call during the COVID-19 last time, okay, people were so excited implementing online materials, online study, online exams. It was necessary during that time, maybe. Okay, but when we go back to physical, okay, when we go back to physical class, we have to review all the procedures again and again. Okay, there are cases, yes, we still can do it online, but there are cases or there are certain procedures we just cannot avoid, okay, to do it in physical manner. Okay, of course, for digital transformation, we need leaders. Okay, we need leaders like Prof. Susi, like Dr. Susiana. Okay, we need them, okay, to become the driver and establish the culture among the lecturers. I have heard last time when some people wants to go for a digital transformation, they say like this: there are senior lecturers who actually object the idea because they are comfortable with the physical classes already. And all this while, we have been studying in physical classes. So it is not a necessity. However, we have to accept the what we call the global wave. People are going to online platforms. Okay, it is just that in our case, we have to handle with care, but do not reject totally. Do not reject totally. Okay, we still need some online platforms as well. Okay, select the right platform, the right tool, the right approach. Okay, follow practices of data gathering procedures. Okay, this is the time actually online learning. The data can be gathered to study the learning styles of your students. Okay, sebenarnya online platform is one of the good platforms to collect data. Okay, we want to see what are the learning styles, a learning approach that suits our students. Okay, that is one thing in education. Next, train applications with verified data. Okay, sometimes when you develop AI system, the problem is you keep testing with artificial data, okay, with random values. Okay, but what we want the real data from the real problem. Okay, because sometimes it works in artificial data, but it may not work with real data. So we have to be careful with that as well. Okay, ensure safe use of technology. Okay, so we have to take care about the ergonomic issues as well. Okay, and last time when we have all these online meetings during the COVID-19, the online meetings become unstoppable. Okay? When we have physical meetings, we have breaks. But when it comes to online meeting, it seems like people just don't care about the time. Day and night, online meeting. Okay? Define performance standards. How actually you measure every milestone. Is it achievable? Does it need to be reviewed accordingly? Does it need to be updated accordingly? Develop digital healthcare ecosystems. It doesn't work if you have only one procedure. You have to see the ecosystem. Okay? What is needed by the nurses? What is needed, okay, by the doctors? What is needed by the patients? You have to look from many angles, okay, among the stakeholders. Okay, so I believe, okay, this is the what we call the introduction to AI that everyone has to know, okay, in healthcare ecosystem. With that, I thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
To Associate Professor Dr. Nur Azah binti Syamsuddin.
We would like to invite Honorable Keynote Speaker and Rector of Abdurrahman University to take a photo together. We would like to invite Head of Abdurrahman Foundation, Ibu Dr. Susiana Tabrani, MPD. We would like to invite Dr. Ivan Tabrani, MCAS. May I kindly request to official photographer to give instructor.
Dr. Bahri Rifai.
Bunga melati di malam sunyi, harumnya mengalun di udara sepi. Kami jemput speaker yang ketiga lagi from Tokyo Institute of Technology.
We invite Associate Professor Muhammad Aziz from Tokyo Institute of Technology, Japan.
Our speaker will deliver a presentation with the title Carbon Neutral Energy System toward realization of sustainable society.
Dr. Aziz received Bachelor Engineer, Master Engineer, and Doctor of Engineer degrees from Kyushu University, Japan in 2004, 2006, and 2008, respectively in the field of mechanical engineering. For Dr. Aziz, time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning, I think it's Indonesia, and also afternoon in Japan here. And it's my great pleasure to be invited today, and hopefully that all of the participants, all the committees are also in very good conditions today. And I just would like to share my screen first before starting my presentations. So hopefully my screen can be seen over there. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Aziz from Tokyo University. Sorry that the affiliation, because I have moved from Tokyo Institute of Technology 5 years before, and now currently my affiliations is Tokyo University, or the official affiliation names is the University of Tokyo. And today I just would like to deliver one topic that is quite strongly correlated with research we are conducting today, and this is entitled Carbon Neutral Energy Systems, which much more focuses on how far we can achieve the realizations for the sustainable society. Because I think we are running out of time, so I just would like to make my presentation as short as possible. So before I'm going to my my first main content for today's talk, I just would like to introduce our laboratory in this university, in the University of Tokyo. So in case that you have any kind of interest for collaborating with us, or maybe for visiting us here, or maybe some students also would like to join us here, or coming as the internship, or maybe any kind of visiting students, visiting researchers, we are actually welcoming for that. So as you could see over here is that we are much more focusing on the energy systems, and our lab is named as the Energy and Process Integrations, and I'm the lab head for this laboratory. And now currently we have about 18 students in total, including master and also PhD students. And yeah, among them are also Indonesians. For students are coming from Indonesia, and others are also from outside, from foreigners. And in case that you have any further interest for further information, you can access directly from to our website, epi.is.u-tokyo.ac.jp. Okay, and this is some topics that we are currently conducting our research group actually. So we are starting from any kind of building, any kind of, or designing any kind of energy systems, which is starting from microscopic and also macroscopic levels. Microscopic level including like power generations, or how far we can convert the energy efficiently, and also for the macroscopic level or large scale levels, maybe we can focus also on one country scenario buildings. And then also we have building also some technology correlated with hydrogen productions. We call it as the chemical looping technology. This is technology which can produce hydrogen, but also at the same time we also separate the CO2. So it means that when we convert any fuels from here, whether solid gas or maybe liquid fuels, to hydrogens, at the same time the CO2, the by-produced CO2 basically can be captured, and finally also maybe we can store, or maybe we can utilize further the CO2 itself. So it means that finally we can get any kind of clean hydrogen productions from these kind of systems. And then we also have some studies correlated with any kind of hydrogen storage. We are much more focusing on building any kind of new structures, and we call it as the triply periodic minimal surfaces, which can provide any kind of high strength, excellent strength, and also high hydrogen storage density, and also finally also how far we can have any kind of excellent heat exchange inside the structures. And also we are also conducting any kind of hydrogen combustions, but we are much more focusing on high accuracy simulation for the hydrogen combustions, and also building any kind of prediction system based on the neural network or machine learning technology. As I think the second keynote speaker also talked about the artificial intelligence technology, but also in our studies also we also employ or also develop some machine learning, some artificial intelligence technologies for supporting or for optimizing, for designing, and also for predicting what we can do or what we can have in our energy systems. And for these ones, we are not only based on the data, but also we are combining between the data and also with informations. So as I think the second keynote speakers also have mentioned about the artificial intelligence which use the informations or the data itself. But in our study, because the problem with data driven is that in case that we have quite a lot of data or sufficient data, that's fine. But like for our case, because hydrogen combustion or hydrogen-based system basically is still new technology and the data itself is still lack. So we need any further data or additional data, whether that's based on the simulation or based on the experimental data. But the numbers of the data still still lacking. So it's very difficult to get the huge data for that. So finally, what we are doing is that we are combining between the data, the big data, and also the information based on any kind of like physics information, chemical information, or etc. So that's why in our case we are developing new technology for artificial intelligence, which is called as the physics informed neural network. And we are also developing any kind of battery storage over years, but we are much more focusing on the redoxable battery, fluid battery. And we are not using the conventional vanadium-based redoxable battery, but we are developing any kind of new iron-based redoxable battery. And also we have also some systems for utilizing the electric vehicles to have any kind of ancillary surfaces to the grid, so it can provide any kind of frequency regulations, peak shaving, peak leveling, or etc. Okay. We are talking about the sustainability in the energy. So we are talking about several aspects about these ones. And what we are targeting for is that we have any good or high energy resilience. So when we are talking about the sustainability in the energy systems, we cannot say that we just need to provide the energy, or we need to have any kind of capability to provide the energy. But we need also to consider these three aspects or these three issues over here. So usually I call this the pillars. And the first pillar is correlated with the energy security. So when we are talking about energy security, I think our definition, our mindset over here is quite changing. So we are moving from the conventional definition of the energy security to new definition of the energy security. In the conventional energy security, we are talking about how far we can provide the energy demand or the energy that is required by our society. But in the modern definition of the energy security, we are not only talking about the quantity, but also we are talking about the quality of the energy, how far we can provide high quality of the energy to all the stakeholders. So especially when we are talking about the renewable energy is basically fluctuating, and also demand of the energy is also basically fluctuating. So we are facing different problems over here, and that's really big problems because we are facing with two different fluctuations in supply and also demand sides. And what we would like to do is that we need to provide any kind of balanced energy system. So it means that we must be able to buffer or store the energy in real-time manners, and also provide the energy, high quality of the energy to all the customer. And the second aspect or second pillar in the energy sustainability is the equity. So when we are talking about the equity, we also talk about how far we can provide or facilitate all the stakeholders to participate mutually, to participate actively in the market of the energy. So we are not only flowing the energy from any kind of energy providers or energy generators to any energy consumers, but in the future, what we are expecting for is that all the stakeholders, like the small scale household or the small scale customers, they can also join, they can also participate to the market. They can provide any kind of services, they can sell the electricity, they can also store the electricity and also provide several services. So it means that there will be any kind of distributed economy or distributed economic opportunities to all the stakeholders, including also small scale stakeholders, including households, individuals, or etc. And the third pillar is correlated with environmental sustainability. So we are not only talking about the CO2 emissions, but also we are talking about several aspects on the nexus, the correlation between air quality, soil quality, food quality, and also maybe soil quality. And also another things, I think, like biodiversity or etc. And these kind of energy sustainability, or three pillars in the energy sustainability, are basically strongly correlated with the SDGs or Sustainable Development Goals. And when we are talking about the energy, and we are now transitioning from any kind of conventional systems to any kind of what we call is the carbon neutral. And like in Indonesian case, we have committed that we would like to achieve the carbon neutrality by 2060. And some countries, especially for the developed countries, basically they have set for 2050. The problem is that, okay, it is okay to have any kind of main targets for achieving carbon neutral by 2060, 2050. The problem is that how far we can break down this kind of commitment, this kind of big target to any kind of measurable and also feasible and also doable timeline or doable milestone. So what we can do over here is that maybe we can deal with different four aspects over here, including the decarbonization in the power generations and the electricity, and then also decarbonization in non-electricity sectors. So it means that it is not only for the power generation, but also for the industries, for any kind of transportations, and also offices, household, or etc. We need also to decarbonize. Decarbonization over here doesn't mean that we avoid any kind of fossil fuels, any kind of coal, any kind of natural gas, no. But also, actually, we can still utilize this kind of fossil fuels. The problem is that how far we can deal with the emitted CO2. So in case that we are utilizing any kind of fossil fuels, we must also have any kind of capability to capture the CO2. So we can have any kind of offsetting technologies for capturing the CO2, including carbon captures, CCU technology, CUS technology, and also direct air capture, or etc. And then the third aspect is correlated with the energy productivity. So we are talking about the energy efficiency, energy productivity, and also energy conservation. Three of them are basically sharing the main idea, but three of them are also basically quite different. When we are talking about the energy productivity, means that how far we can consume the same energy, but with a huge number or bigger numbers of the products that we can produce. But when we are talking about the energy conservation, it is much correlated with our intentions, our behaviors to change our behavior itself. That's very important when you're talking about the energy conservations. And the fourth one is correlated with a scenario, how far we can have scenario that can finally lead to any kind of minimum CO2 emissions itself. So we must have any kind of capacity to build that scenario. And we are now moving from conventional energy system over years. So in the conventional energy system, basically, we are relying strongly on any kind of fossil fuels over here, including the coals and also coal, oil, natural gases, or etc. But in the futures, because I think the share of the fossil fuels also will decrease significantly, and the share of the renewable energy will increase significantly. Finally, this kind of baseload generations will be reduced significantly also. But the problem is that when we need to facilitate, when we are facilitating any kind of fluctuating renewable energy, how far we can have any kind of adjusting capability over years to provide the energy or to balance the energy, so we can have any kind of high quality of the energy to be delivered to all of the stakeholders. And we are talking about the energy transition. There are some aspects. There are some different concerns, including the environmental. When we are talking about the environmental, means that we are changing the environmental from conventional to the future. So like biodiversity, emissions, environmental aspects, or etc., I think will be quite really changing. And the second one is connected with the economic one. Things how far we can also provide the economic opportunities to all of the stakeholders. That are very important. As I mentioned previously, that is renewable energy is basically thinly and also widely distributed. Means that when we would like to facilitate optimally the adoptions of renewable energy, means we need to also to facilitate all the stakeholders, including small-scale stakeholders, to participate in the energy market. And the fourth and the third ones about the concern for the during the energy transition is also the social aspect. That's also correlated with how far we can create any kind of massive jobs, because people are moving from any kind of like coal-based power generation or coal-based mining or etc., coal mining or etc. But in the future, maybe we are much more focusing on building the solar panels, building the winds, turbines, or maybe another things. So it means that how far we can create the job opportunities to all the society members. And I think it is fine. So I just would like to move forward. We are talking about now we are talking about the industry 4.0 or society 5.0. They are basically sharing big idea, but the problem is that I think there's also a difference between them. Society 5.0 much more focusing on the civilization development. So we are not only focusing on the technological development or technological changes, but how far we can have any kind of culture, our mindset that can be also blended together with our technological improvements. So in this case, we are not only targeting for any kind of digital transformations during the technological transformation itself, but also how far we can maximize and also optimize our imaginations, our capacity, our creativity. We as the human, we as the main player during the transition itself, not only to solve the problem, but also to create any kind of values inside to the society. That's very important. So we are moving now, and I think the idea not only based on the linear economy. Linear economy, we produce and then we consume and then we waste. But what we would like to do in the future is that we would like to maximize any kind of circulation inside the society. That circulations of matters includes circulation of the materials and also circulations of the energy. That's very important. And finally, from the circular economy, what we like to have is that we would like to minimize any kind of energy and also materials input, as well as also materials and energy waste from the system itself. And we are targeting for maximizing any kind of circulated materials and also energy inside the system or inside the society. So, but the important thing that I just would like to mention to all of us that we need to have any kind of, okay, we are budgeting for changings or to have any kind of change or transform our energy systems, our society. But the problem is that we need to have any kind of progressive but also adaptive transformations. That's very important. Otherwise, in case that we cannot facilitate different interests inside the society, we cannot have any kind of smooth transformations. So that's also include how far, like in the energy systems, how far we as the customer, we as the end users of the energy also need to really understand or be aware about the conditions of the energy. So we need to change our behavior. So in this case, the main idea is also correlated with the demand response. How are we as the demanders of the energy also can change our behavior, can change our mindset over there. So we need to have any kind of adaptive behavior. So in case that the current conditions of the energy or the balance of the energy is quite dangerous, is or imbalanced. So it means that at that time, the customers can avoid any kind of behaviors or any kind of activities that can or that consumes huge amount of the energy. So what that's usually called as the demand response or adaptive behaviors, or that's also correlated with any kind of real-time pricings, because we must at that times also we need to set up our real-time pricing. So now currently, I think in Indonesia, the price of the electricity, the price of the energy is basically fixed. But in the futures, I believe that the price of the energy will change every hours, every 30 minutes. That's really different on the case of the country, but in some countries now currently, like in northern part of Europeans, including Scandinavian countries, they have activated this kind of market price. And there are some issues when we are talking about the energy system, but I think it is quite common or it's quite general. So we are dealing with any kind of IoT technology, we are dealing with any kind of sensoring, we are dealing with any kind of monitoring system to collect the data, to create any kind of big data. And finally, when we have any kind of big data, we can utilize any kind of artificial intelligence to process the data. And what we can get from this kind of big data is that any kind of decision, any kind of suggestions. As I can share to all of you that in 2012, 2013, Google has succeeded. They have employed their artificial intelligence for their energy systems in their buildings. And finally, they can reduce the energy consumptions to about 30 to 35%. That's very, very important to all of us. So it means that we can have any kind of decisions or suggestion from the artificial intelligence systems based on our consumptions, our behaviors, or maybe historical data, or also weather data, or etc. And once we have decision and also suggestion, the robotics can also translate this decision to any kind of behavior or to any kind of activities. And because in the futures, I think all the systems basically will be connected, will be distributed and also connected. Finally, what we also need over here is that ledger technology, distributed ledger technology. So they can also communicate not only to the central of the systems or any kind of or server, but also
Dr. Muhammad Aziz,
Yep.
your time remaining is 5 minutes.
Okay, sure. Okay, so means that all the stakeholders, small scale like players, they can also communicate among them. This is some concerns about the energy. So as I mentioned previously, that all the stakeholders, including providers, consumers, operators, or etc., we are sharing the big data. And we can have any kind of artificial intelligence in the cloud systems to decide or to suggest what we can have in the futures, in 1 day ahead, in 1 week ahead, in 1 year ahead. So finally, what we would like to have in the futures is open market to all the society. And I just would like to mention about the digital twin technology because it is very important. I think now we are not only focusing on the artificial intelligence simulation technology or any kind of numerical experimental, but also how far we can combine, couple together in real-time manner simultaneously between the real world and also the virtual world or digital world over years. That's very important. We are also doing any kind of research over years. So what we need for the digital twin technology is that the big data. So we are talking about the energy, we are talking about the big data, about the historical data, weather, and also some consumptions data, and also price, etc. And also we need to share all this data using any kind of cloud systems. Finally, we can create any kind of artificial intelligence, but the problem is that we need to be real time. So it is very short. So we have also some research correlated with artificial intelligence in the energy systems that usually for the predictions, for the optimizations of our systems, designing of the systems, including also power generations and also big scales, the operations of the electricity, the operations of the energy storage for the whole regions or the one country itself. Okay, things because of limited time, I just would like to go for the several issues that in the future, we believe that all the energy will be connected, whether we produce the electricity first or any kind of secondary energy resources like hydrogens and also heat or another methane or methanol or etc. And finally, for the hydrogen itself, there are some potential utilization of the hydrogens. Hydrogen is not only utilized for the transportations, but also for the power generations and also for the industries, and finally also for the transportation. For the transportation, we believe that it is not only for the passenger cars or small scale cars, but also for large scale passengers in vehicles, including aviation, ships, or etc. This is the problem with if we have also set up any kind of energy roadmap for Indonesian case. We can achieve carbon neutral by 2060, but we need to have any kind of progressive roadmap of our years milestones. We need to set up also the renewable energy. We need to set up any kind of hydrogen's inclusion in our energy system, electric vehicles, or etc. Control the electric vehicles. That's also very important. This is also possible roadmap for hydrogens in Indonesia. But I just would like to mention is that the infrastructures, buildings, or constructions inside the country is very important to achieve any kind of hydrogen economy in the future. So this is the possible application roadmap in Indonesia, but as I just would like to mention is that this is the big target of us. We are focusing on how far we can include the hydrogen or ammonia for the power generation, for any kind of big transportation, large-scale transportations, industries, including cement, and also steel makings, and also some kind of other distributed power generations. And also the idea is to utilize electric vehicles, because I think in Indonesia also electric vehicles have been adopted. So what we like to do is that we can control all the electric vehicles, although they are distributed at homes, at the shopping mall, at the offices, or etc. As long as they are connected to the chargers, basically we can connect them together. And finally, they can also provide energy service to the grid itself. So they can sell to the grid, and then also they can store the electricity to their electricity. So means that all the electric vehicles, they can join any kind of market, they can join any kind of service for the electricity when they are connected to the grid itself. So you can imagine that electric vehicles is like our phone, but they have large scale of the battery. So means that as we have also some project in Denmark, and what we earn from this project is that all the electric vehicles basically also they can earn the profit. They can get about 2 million rupiahs per month, that passive income. So it means that it's very good for the electric vehicles owners. This is the last slide. What we really need for our country, actually, we need to build the scenario for Indonesian case. We need also to develop the technology, that's fine, but also another concern is bypassing the technology. That's very important. We are not only following the trend of the technology, but also bypassing the technology according to the optimal scenario of our country. And then we are also required for building the market, and finally also the infrastructures and also the policies. Thank you very much for your attention. And in any case that you have any point to discuss, you can also drop to my email over here, and also maybe we can also access our website here. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Aziz.
Tegak-tegak, cocokkan pucuk, buah manis makan terjajar, agak-agak ditahanlah kantuk. Materi selanjutnya tentang cyber security in healthcare.
We enter to the fourth speaker, Dr. Syamsul Kamal bin Ahmad Khalid from University Tun Hussein on Malaysia. Dr. Syamsul, time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Professor Susi Andrini, Rector Universitas Abdul Rab, Honorable Dr. Susiana Tabrani, she just left, okay, that's fine. Pembina Yayasan Abdul Rab, Wakil Governor Samsua, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. Now the other slide, cybersecurity slide. This is the other one. Saya pikirkan orang Melayu itu ada di Malaysia. Tetapi sebenarnya Melayu original itu ada di sini, di Riau, Indonesia. Adab dan adat Melayu dan kebanggaan dan keinzahan kepada Islam kepada agama kamu adalah terpancar pada majlis ini dan juga pada bangunan ini. Ummah Rabbani profesional akan lahir dengan banyaknya di sini, insya-Allah. Moga Allah merahmati orang-orang Riau, khususnya Profesor Tabrani arwah yang telah memimpin pembaharuan kepada kebaikan, kepada kembalinya tamadun Islam yang ditunggu-tunggu oleh manusia, yang memberi penyelesaian, solutions pada masyarakat, kepada alam, kepada negara yang tiada tolak bandingnya. Teknologi di tangan orang-orang yang baik akan mendatangkan keamanan, peace. Technology in the hands of good people bring peace. Technology in the wrong hand bring disasters. Moga Allah merahmati kita semua, insyaAllah. Amin. Now, where's the slide? Let's dive into my area, cybersecurity in healthcare. Yeah, so this is title, cybersecurity in healthcare. I'm head of department, head of program in the Department of Information Security at UTHM at University Tun Hussein on Malaysia. Next. Okay, so what exactly is cybersecurity and also in healthcare? Cybersecurity is a strategic necessity. It's a necessity nowadays for any organization in medical industry, okay, including medical industry. Cybersecurity is important everywhere, but also in medical industry. That includes healthcare providers, the insurers, the one who give insurance, who pay for the patient, pharmaceutical, biotechnology, and medical device companies. Okay, it involves taking measures to protect organization from external and also from inside, insiders, internal cyber attacks. You know, there are staff who didn't like about the management or something inside the organization. They do attack from inside. Okay, and there's actually lots of cases like that also in the industry. And also to ensure availability of medical services. Of course, it's just like a highway. We want the highway always available. We also want medical services always available, because you never know when the person is gonna die, having a problem, accident or what. They need the device. They need the hospital service. So the medical services have to be always available. And also proper operation of medical system and equipment, preservation of confidentiality and integrity of patient data. Of course, hospital, medical industry, they handle patient's data. Inside patient data, there are so many things. Name, date of birth, their sickness, okay, their address, everything is there. It's so rich. Attacker really wants this. They want to sell it. Okay, patient data. Okay, could be someone from inside leak it, or somebody from outside come in and get it and sell it to the market. Okay, and also compliant with the industry regulations. Next. Okay, let's see the landscape of healthcare. Yeah, then we can relate to cybersecurity. Okay, so in the healthcare, we have many health information system. You use computers to manage patient, to manage inventory, to manage the buildings. Okay, so you have quite a number of health informations as well as IoT or IOMT. IoT is Internet of Things. Okay, the other one is Internet of Medical Things. Okay, Internet of Things, basically in the future, everything will have some address. The chair, okay, this flight will have an address, IP address, okay. Everything in the future, including the car tire, the rim, everything has an IP address and they are connected to internet. Okay, so we can monitor them, we can control them. Okay, this is the future. IoT, Internet of Things. And then in the hospital, we have Internet of Medical Things. Okay, which is the equipment to help breathing. Okay, and some other medical equipments. You can monitor them, you can retrieve data from it, you can also control it. Okay. So these are the landscape in the healthcare. Additionally, so you have also, besides the information system, it also have this smart elevators, smart heating, ventilation, air conditioner. These are all under IoT and IOMT. Next. Legacy system. Okay. You have old system, okay, in your institution. Legacy systems are those systems that are no longer supported by the manufacturer. You buy an equipment, every equipment that processes data, it has an operating system inside there. You buy it, and then after some time, 10 years or 15 years, nobody update the operating system. Nobody update the software inside the equipment, okay? And the manufacturer also does not provide support anymore. They don't send you, here's the update your system. They don't do that at all. This is called legacy system. A system that does not receive any more support from the manufacturer. Okay. But in the field of security, at the time you install, it can sustain a certain type of cyber attacks. Okay, probably the design of the software, the design of the operating system is good enough for that day. Okay, maybe the attacker is that's a new thing, so they haven't found yet vulnerabilities in the system. Okay, but after some time, they have a purpose somehow to hack the system. They study the system and they find vulnerabilities. Okay, vulnerabilities are weaknesses in the system in which an attacker can exploit to access the data inside there. Okay, so because there's no patches or updates from the manufacturer, it's easy for the attacker to attack legacy systems. This is the problem in the industry, in the medical field, where equipment are still running old system. The hacker can use this to compromise, to break the system and get the data from it. Not just get the data from it, but to get the data to the system that connects to it. You know, there are many cases attackers are not able to attack the information system, but then through the legacy system. Okay, so because it's like in also, if you can't attack a general, you attack the people who close to him. You know, through weak guys, okay, through weak point. Yeah, this is the same in healthcare landscape. So this legacy system Also, when organization or manufacturer does not want to update their equipment, okay, it's very expensive to update. They have to hire a programmer who actually can study this thing, and maybe also there's no way for them to change anything inside there. So it's expensive to replace to replace with the new equipment is expensive. To fix also there is no way. But at the end, people just accept. Okay, let's accept. I mean, just leave the legacy system like that. So it's stand there waiting for attack actually. Next. So the industry is under attack. Okay. You cannot assume no one will attack you. This is the wrong idea. Okay. Like you have a house, you leave your house, open the window, like in kampong area, you know. In kampong area, there's not much criminals. Everybody is good, you know. They know each other. So you can, in the afternoon, you can just leave your house, no need to close the window. But if you do that in the city, you have no idea what's going to happen. They will enter your house. Okay, so this is the assumption is that by time, by geography, you will have your institution at an area where there are cyber criminals. Okay, so you have to assume from day one when you build your institution, there will be people hack your system. Okay, so before they hack, you put all the necessary defenses. Kita letakkan semua pertahanan, perlindungan sebelum orang jahat datang. Okay, so we lock our house, we put the grill, you know, put camera, maybe put dogs, you know, put guards. Okay, so there banyak choice untuk defense kita punya building, kita punya rumah. Okay, so the industry is under attack. The healthcare industry has historically been a primary target of cyber attack. So ada banyak tempat attacker, cyber criminal, they want to attack. But healthcare is hot area. Satu tempat yang bagus yang akan mendatangkan hasil. Okay, so US Department of Health and Human Services reported 860 data breaches in 2021. That's just 2 years ago. There was 860 data breaches, and in each of these data breaches, 400 protected health information has been exposed. Protected health information is basically maklumat pesakit, maklumat pesakit. Jadi apa nama? Setiap breach daripada 860 ni, 500 telah diekspos. Maksudnya penjahat dapat maklumat kita dan dia jual di black market. Okay. Untuk launch another attack, maybe phishing, maybe scam, you know, orang banyak kena scam. Inilah sumbernya. Sumbernya daripada black market. Dia dapat maklumat kita. Dia tahu yang saya ni dah lama tinggal di kampung ini, dekat dengan rumah awak. Sebab dia tahu address kita. Dia boleh create stories relevant dengan kita. No? So itu these cyber attack nowadays, scam, they work with information at their hand. And 13.8 involve vendors and other third parties who had access to sensitive personal data. So daripada semua ni, breaches ni, sebanyak 14% melibatkan vendor. Maksudnya dia punya information dah bagus, dah protect dah, database semua, server semua dah okey. Tapi dia tak protect dia punya third party, vendor, supplier punya tu. Dia tak ada enough protection. Jadi 14% datang dari situ exposure maklumat ini. Jadi and the largest breach involved 3.2 million individuals. Banyak tu, bukan sikit. The average cost untuk healthcare manage benda-benda berkait dengan bridge. Bridge ni macam apa? Dah compromise lah. Maksudnya sudah mereka dapat masuk. Itu masuk bridge. Okay. Jadi untuk dan dapat maklumat tu dan apa patient tu affected by that exposure. Okay. Untuk membetulkan tu, hospital who manage that, they have to pay lawyers, they have to pay this and that, you know. So the cost is very high. And in fact, it's twice than the average for all industry. Maksud industri-industri lain menarik untuk ditarget oleh hacker, tapi yang medical ni lebih lagi pulangan dia. So apa? Dia hot area lah. Sebab apa? Dan medical industry terpaksa mengeluarkan belanja yang banyak untuk recover. Next. Okay. So why healthcare is attractive though? So why basically dalam industri seperti yang diceritakan tadi, ada banyak connected medical devices. Connected medical devices ni dalam healthcare. Sebab hacker dia suka benda-benda yang bersambung, benda-benda yang connected ni sebab dia akan ada access. Okay, so there are quite a number of connected IoT, IoT in medical industry. And also nombor 2 ni BYOD. BYOD ni bring your own device. Jadi kalau dulu syarikat akan keluarkan duit syarikat untuk beli komputer, beli pada staff, beli laptop, beli pada staff. Itu dulu. Sekarang ni modelnya kita bagi certain amount of money dekat allocate certain amount of money, staff contohnya 5,000 2,000 US dollar contohnya, you can buy anything you like. You can buy iPad, you can buy Apple, you can buy Intel based or whatever, up to you. The company allow the staff to make their own decision. And then you make a claim from the finance office. So, and then those laptops will be configured by themselves. So therefore, this bring your own device inside the organization can pose a threat to the organization because kemungkinan laptop ni tidak di maintain keselamatannya dengan cukup baik. Tidak dia punya antivirus tak di-update, malware, anti-malware tak update ataupun OS dia tak update. Jadi benda yang tak selamat dibawa masuk ke dalam organisasi, maka dia menjadi satu titik untuk digunakan oleh hacker untuk melakukan attack. Kalau dia contohnya laptop tu ada kat rumah, and then the person browse a certain website, then click this and that, suddenly malware enter into the system, and then that laptop already belongs to the hacker because they can go in and out, monitor anything, and then now that laptop you bring inside an organization. So and then it's waiting for connection, so the hacker can somehow to get connected to the laptop. Connect to outside, the hacker will connect to the phone, and they can actually access the organization from inside. So you see, internet is not, it is good, you know, you can find lots of information that help your task, help your job, but it also offers a hacker more ways to launch attack, especially nowadays, the internet runs at high speed, so they can do many things without being detected. Okay, and of course, some of the third parties application, system, software, device will allow access to other critical point inside the organization. Next. Berapa minit lagi tinggal? Nak cerita cyber security, I can talk about 1 month, but berapa minit lagi tinggal? How long? 10 minutes. Okay, good. I just tell you what I can because not much space. Okay, the other thing is, why healthcare is attractive to attacker, the protected health information, maklumat apa nama patient ataupun maklumat pengurusan health dalam satu ubat dan sebagainya, alat-alat dalam hospital ke, those data has high value on the black market. Okay. Kenapa dia high value? Seperti yang saya sebut sebelum ni, the richness of personal information. Okay. Maklumat-maklumat daripada medical industry ni boleh digunakan untuk scam dengan lebih efektif. Sebab dia detail, dia rich, kaya maklumat. Okay. Therefore, each medical record can fetch hundreds of dollars on the black market, a lot more than stolen credit card number, for example. So the normal one, the hacker will try to get your credit card number and launch scam, you know. Sekarang ada apa? SMS kena bagi code tu, code ni apa semua. Dia kata tak payah, susah. Lebih baik pergi medical industry. Lagipun double pay. Kita boleh jual data itu dengan harga yang lebih tinggi. Okay. Breaches cause material damage. Antara breaches yang agak bukan agak, memang dah popular zaman sekarang ni ialah ransomware. Okay, ransomware. Okay, ransomware dia akan disrupt. You tahu ransomware, bila you kena, tak boleh akses apa-apa. Semua dah encrypted, semua dah screen tu dah bertukar semua, data dalam tu pun dia dah jumble, everything dah mix sana mix sini, apa pun tak boleh akses. That's ransomware. Bila you dah kena, and then ada satu pop-up keluar dekat screen, you have been hack ke apa ke, you dah kena apa nama, your data has been encrypted. If you want to release, if you want us to release the data, pay this amount. Itu ransomware ni sebenarnya dah lama. Dia punya orang jahat, biasalah zaman dulu, nak dia ambil something valuable or a person, important person from your family, lepas tu dia buat lari, and then dia call you kata, you nak tak anak you semula? Kamu nak kembalikan anak you? You pay 1 million, you pay $1 million or what? You know, this is an old technique. Now they apply to computer, to IT. So they send this malware to the various institutions, and then they activate the malware, and everything is encrypted. So they make apa nama? Your data di apa nama? Siege tu macam terkepung di apa nama? Dah ditangkap. Jadi you tak boleh buat apa-apa. Kalau nak release you punya data. Kalau dulu tangkap anak, tangkap apa, ambil apa nama, important document apa kan. Tapi sekarang ni dia ambil data you, dia lock. Dia lock, and then kalau you nak balik, you kena bayar. And this ransomware, if you pay, they actually release it because they know that they want to put trust. Siapa-siapa yang kena ransomware, kalau you bayar, you akan dapat balik data. So usually, if you pay, they will give you the key to open back your file. Okay, and this happened to so many university in US, UK, Malaysia, Indonesia happen. Tapi kita tak dengar. Sebab apa? Dia akan merosakkan reputasi institusi itu. Jadi semua diam-diam aja, bayar je lah dekat apa hacker ni, pakai Bitcoin ke apa. Lepas tu diam-diam je lah. So it's a big issue and it's increasing, you know. This ransomware attack. Okay, next. Sudah habis 10 minit. Okay, ini breaches by vendor saya dah terang. Next. Next. Okay, jenis attack. Next. Saya dah terangkan cyber ransomware, that's enough. And then there are other errors lah due to programming. Kita kan lahirkan banyak IT student, tapi kita tak ajar dia secure programming. Akhirnya student ini join satu syarikat, developer punya, dia buat aplikasi dia tidak mengambil kira keselamatan. Jadi kemudian dia install dekat hospital, dekat government apa semua. Hacker dia dah ada senarai apa nak try, check vulnerability kat mana, apa jumpa. Sebab apa? Programmer tak secure programming. Okay, next. Ini sudah cukup. Saya rasa awak audience dah faham berkenaan ransomware. That's enough. Saya nak awak jadi takut je. Jadi awak akan make action lah. Okay. Next. Phishing. This is still a big problem. Okay. You see, phishing, you receive something through your email, through your handphone, also through WhatsApp. Okay, links that will, if you click it, you maybe you download something to update your application on your handphone. Okay, so this tapi yang you download tu adalah benda berbahaya. Okay, yang boleh expose your activity inside your handphone, inside your laptop. You browse kat mana, you pergi mana, jadi dia boleh study you, tahu tak? Jadi this is the dangerous of phishing attack. The phishing attack is simply asking the user to click seemingly nothing link, okay, but actually you are doing harm to yourself, okay. And antara method yang mereka guna adalah email lah. As you know, dalam healthcare, email is a primary communication and it's official. Sebab tu you kalau nak hantar, nak communicate dengan university, you kena guna email because that's official. Ini kalau hantar message ni, that's not official. Itu hanya untuk perbincangan informal apa semua boleh. So email digunakan dalam organisation healthcare. There are so many, all kinds of information transacted, created, received, sent and maintained. So mailbox storage capacity tend to grow with individuals storing all kinds of valuable information such as intellectual property, financial information, patient information and others. So as a result, email security is very important part of cyber security in healthcare. Okay, so staff can be fooled by the attacker to do some action, and through that action, it discloses sensitive proprietary information from the organization. Okay, so you basically want to what do you do with the phishing? You train your staff. That's all. There's no other way. People click because they are unaware. They like to click. That's all. You win $2,000 US, you know. You win a new wife. Just click. So they click. Okay. There are many ways phishing work on. Satu based on fear. Okay. Bagi takut. You dah kena saman. Kena bayar denda. Kalau you tak bayar, denda akan meningkat sehingga 2 juta, beberapa juta. Jadi itu adalah fear, through fear. So kerana takut mereka klik. Okay. Another one through authority. Dia datang, ini daripada Kementerian Ekonomi. Kita sekarang sedang mengumpulkan data para penduduk. Jadi mohon kerjasama untuk klik. So dia klik. Mengisi borang, sebenarnya dia download something. So you see, you have to verify. Jangan suka klik lah, senang. Kena ada sikap. Don't simply until you verify. Okay. So through authority, through fear, another one through hadiah lah. Macam-macam hadiah dapat, so you click. So these are phishing. Okay, phishing technique. Working on the weaknesses of human. They work improperly when they are in fear, that when authority comes in, when there are free gifts. Okay, these are people. Okay,
Sorry,
next.
Doctor, time's over.
Beda. Okay, next. Saya nak conclude. Lagi-lagi. Ini ada. Ini physical access. Kali you pergi conference, jangan suka tinggal laptop. Nak pergi bilik air apa semua. And you have to take care your laptop. Anyone who has physical access to your laptop, that laptop doesn't belong to you anymore. I mean, they can come in and put a USB drive. They can install malware, you know. Satu lagi, student suka bagi laptop dekat kawan-kawan kan. Of course, you have to trust your friend, all these things. But it's a good habit also. Do not give your laptop to be accessed by anyone. Okay? Because that gap, when you are not there, many things can happen. You tahu kan ada software nama dia keylogger. Keylogger ni kita boleh install dalam mana-mana PC, dalam mana-mana laptop anak kita, dalam kawan-kawan kita, dalam lecturer, you know. Kalau nak treat lecturer, letak satu keylogger program, tinggal kat depan pintu lecturer tu, lecturer ternampak, oh ada USB dah, dia pun bawa masuk. Curious, nak tahu dia pun plug in dekat laptop dia. Jadi lepas tu di-install, lepas tu software tu akan send out kepada server ke apa, dia dah dapat. Okay, so you see banyak cara untuk zaman sekarang ni macam mana maklumat itu bocor. So we have to be more careful, especially for healthcare industry. Okay, boleh laju sikit satu lagi. So, lagi, depan lagi, lagi, skip. Ini quite technical, skip. Ni, okay. Jadi antara dua bangunan ni, ini bangunan biasa kan. Sana adalah fortress kita panggil. Fortress tu apa dalam bahasa Indonesia? Ini apa? Kubu kuat. Okay, it is designed to to sustain attack. Okay, so you kena bina you punya organisation, healthcare industry, kena ajar student tentang management health information ke apa ke, dia kena masukkan ni. You have to protect your organisation. Okay, prepare your organisation with necessary. Sebab bangunan tu memang didesain khusus untuk melawan attack. Yang ni biasa-biasa. Yang tu ada parade tu, ada lagi observation tower, ada pemanah. Semua tu didesain untuk specific kind of attack. So kita nak bina organisasi kita macam tu. You know, ada firewall, ada IDS, ada guard, server dikunci dalam bilik, semua ada dia punya design. Okay, skip this one. Next. Lagi. Next. Kalau kita bina fortress, kita kena ajar kita kena staff kita kena mahir this standard. This standard actually telah mengandungi all the details how to strengthen your organization against cyber attack. Guna je, dia macam formula. It's like a formula. Just use it. Okay, why create new thing, think new thing. Standard dah ada, just implement dalam you punya organization. Okay, yang ISO tu sebenarnya untuk management, NIST tu untuk security controls, HIPAA ni untuk macam mana nak pastikan rekod-rekod patient kita memang tak ada siapa boleh crack. Akan berlaku breach. Dalam HIPAA tu ada step-step dia kena buat. Memang tak boleh hack patient data. Sebab tu kita kena content dalam mendidik pengurusan healthcare kita kena ada HIPAA. Contohnya. Okay, sekian. Terima kasih. Mohon maaf. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Encik Soleh memakan pari, bilekan tumbuh padi di Kota Duri. Kami jemput Dr. Tiara Martias, MPH, PhD, untuk dapat mempersamai kegiatan ini.
We enter to the next speaker, Dr. Tiara Martias, MPH, PhD, from Nosal Institute for Global Health, University of Melbourne, Australia. Dr. Tiara is a senior technical advisor at the UNOSAL Institute for Global Health, a medical general practitioner by first training. Tiara is a health system researcher with a strong interest in health equity, reproductive, maternal, neonatal, and child health, and health financing. Before joining the UNOSAL Institute, Tiara was an assistant professor at the Department of Health Policy and Management at the Faculty of Medicine, Gajah Mada University, Indonesia. Hello, Dr. Tiara.
Halo, Assalamualaikum. Apa kabar?
Okay, Dr. Tiara has been research in Timor-Leste. And as we know, in Timor-Leste has unstable networking. So they send a video of the research.
Sorry, I don't know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, I just would like to say thank you for the opportunity and my best regards to Professor Susi Andrini as the Chancellor and Dr. Susiana Tabrani as the Pembina Yayasan. And a bit about myself, I was actually born and raised in Rumbai and then spent 9 years in Duri. So that was part of the Pantun as well. I'm very happy to hear Duri mentioned. And I apologize again for being in Dili at the moment, Timor-Leste, doing some research with quite poor internet connection. But I hope the upcoming video that the committee has kindly, willing to play for me would be beneficial for the seminar today. So thank you so much, and thank you again for the opportunity. I hope it's useful. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Video presentation from Dr. Tiara.
Encik Tuan memakan Queenie. Queenie tumbuh di kampar kiri. Kami jemput Dr. Eza Fazrin bin Ahmad Chaubari untuk dapat menyampaikan materi.
We enter to the sixth speaker. Please welcome Dr. Eza Fazrin bin Ahmad Chaubari from University of Muslim.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Prof. Susi Andrini, Rector of Universitas Univrab, the VIPs, my esteemed colleagues of keynote speakers and speakers, the lecturers, the conference committees, the students, participants, and everyone else in the hall. Today, I'd like to share about technological developments in the world of health. Next. So this presentation covers a brief introduction to the world of health technology and discovers how advances in medical innovations are transforming the way we diagnose, treat, and monitor our health. Each innovation has paved the way for the next, and from crude instruments to minimally invasive procedures, and how these technologies have improved patient outcomes, and how the development of diagnostic tools has transformed the way we detect and prevent diseases. So next, for facts on global health, did you know that Sierra Leone, a Western African nation that has endured colonialism, the trade slave, and civil war, has only 3 psychiatrists for each population of over 8 million. Number 2, diabetes is one of the leading causes of death in Mexico. Number 3, just a little over a decade ago, cancer care was nearly non-existent in Rwanda, leaving patients with nowhere to go for care and treatment, including chemotherapy. Number 4, tuberculosis is the world's deadliest infectious disease, despite treatment being available in wealthy countries. Number 5, at least half of the world's population lack access to basic health services, such as immunization and family planning. Number 6, most maternal deaths happen in the southern region of the world. In Sierra Leone, again, for example, a woman has a 1 in 20 lifetime risk of dying in pregnancy or childbirth. Number 7, as mentioned before from a previous speaker, in 2019, the leading causes of death worldwide were ischemic heart disease, stroke, and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD. And last one, a bonus. When Philadelphia, a state in the US, implemented a tax on sweetened beverages sold within city limits, sales of those drinks fell by 46%, which is good. Yeah. But stores less than 6 miles outside the city saw a noticeable increase in the sale of sweetened sodas. So next, for World Health Statistics 2023, number 1, maternity and child mortality. Since the turn of the century, the world has made substantial global progress improving the health of mothers and children. Between 2000 and 2020, the global number of maternal deaths fell from 447,000 to 287,000, and the global maternity mortality ratio decreased from 339 deaths per 100,000 live birth to 223 deaths per 100,000 live birth. So both decreased by more than 1/3. The global under 5 mortality rate saw even faster progress. It was reduced by half between 2000 and 2021, from 76 deaths per 1,000 live births to 38 deaths per 1,000 live births. The global neonatal mortality rate, additionally, which is infant death within the first month of life, has also improved from 31 deaths per 1,000 live births in the year 2000 to 18 deaths per 1,000 live births in 2021. Number 2, non-communicable diseases, NCDs. So not only do NCDs continue to cause the highest disease burden worldwide, but their impact has worsened in the past 2 decades. Between 2000 and 2019, the number of deaths caused by NCDs increased by more than 1/3, from 31 million lives lost to 41 million lives lost, almost 3 of every 4 deaths worldwide. Similarly, in 2000, NCDs caused 47% of global disability adjusted life years. By 2019, NCDs cost increased to 63%. So the 4 major NCDs, namely cardiovascular disease, cancer, chronic respiratory disease, and diabetes, collectively killed about 33.3 million people in 2019, a 28% increase compared to year 2000. So the increase in the absolute number of deaths was mainly driven by the aging and growth of the population. At an individual level, however, the risk of dying from NCDs has been declining globally overall, showing progress over the last 2 decades. Consequently, a 30-year-old person in 2019 had a 17.8% chance of dying from one of the 4 major NCDs before they reach the age of 70. This is 22% improvement globally in relative terms and represents progress in all regions, including Southeast Asia, since 2000. Number 3, life expectancy and composition of causes of death. The average life expectancy of a human born in 1950 was just 46.5 years. But by 2019, it had increased to 73 years. According to the United Nations projection by WHO's 100th anniversary in 2048, global life expectancy at birth is projected to reach 77 years, an increase of more than 30 years since WHO was established. So this remarkable progress in human longevity reflects the rapid epidemiological transition that has taken place during the last century. This global transition is characterized by the shifting burden of diseases, i.e. from high child mortality and death of infectious diseases to high prevalence of chronic NCDs. Next, mortality due to COVID-19. So this measure of mortality came into sharp focus during the pandemic, when reported death due to COVID-19 generally underestimated its true toll on human mortality. WHO's updated estimates of excess mortality show that globally, 14.9 million excess deaths could be attributed to the COVID-19 pandemic by the end of 2021. And the pandemic disproportionately affected the age group of 45 years and above. So excess death in the age group of 45 years and above account for about 95% of all excess death globally. So statistically speaking, age-specific excess mortality rates among men are consistently higher than among females. So next, moving forward to the technologies. Yeah. So I arranged this in chronological order. So of course we will go from the beginning. In 6000 before Common Era, during the Upper Paleolithic and Mesolithic times, knives, saws, and drills made of stones such as flint were used for surgery, amputation, and trepanation. In 1603, Galileo invented a device to measure temperature called a thermoscope, which led to the invention of the mercury in glass thermometer by Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit in 1714. In 1796, Dr. Edward Jenner found that vaccination with the cowpox virus can protect a person from smallpox infection and create a smallpox vaccine. In 1816, a French physician, René Laennec, invented the stethoscope. 1903, William Einthoven, a Dutch physician, refined the electrocardiogram developed by a British physiologist and devised an instrument to record the heart's electrical impulses. In 1926, penicillin, the first true antibiotic, was discovered by Alexander Fleming. And finally, 1950, John Hobbs, an electrical engineer, invented the first cardiac pacemaker. Yeah, and of course, later in 1970s, there are quite extensive research on integrating computer sciences to the medical healthcare background as well. So next.
Sorry, doctor, 1 minute left.
So current state of technology, number one, AI. The use of algorithms and machine learning in detecting, diagnosing, and treating disease has become a significant area of life sciences. Some believe it is the biggest healthcare revolution of the 21st century. AI can detect diseases early and make more accurate diagnosis more quickly than conventional methods. In breast cancer, AI is enabling mammograms to be reviewed 30 times faster with almost 100% accuracy, reducing the need for biopsies. Meanwhile, a deep learning algorithm developed by health tech company ICo-EHSS is enabling the early detection of lung cancer. The firm says a study demonstrated a 17% improvement when using AI to interpret chest X-ray compared to conventional radiology readings. So it has formed a partnership with drug giant AstraZeneca that aims to scale up the technology to reduce lung cancer mortality rates around the world. So number two, 3D printing. The use of 3D printing techniques in healthcare is growing rapidly. More than 110 hospitals in the US has facilities for point-of-care 3D manufacturing in 2019, compared with just 3 in 2010. So the technology is being used for creating dental implants, replacement joints, as well as for made-to-measure prosthetics. Research into 3D printers for manufacturing skin tissue, organs, and even medication is also underway. One of the main benefits of 3D printing is that it greatly accelerates production process and therefore also reduces the cost of traditionally manufactured products. The technology has reduced the time it takes to produce hearing aids from more than 1 week to just 1 day. Number three, smart or wearable devices and health tracking. We are in the era of personalized health management with smart or wearable devices. These devices track vital signs, sleeping patterns, and activity levels, empowering individuals to take charge of their well-being. A bandage that uses sensors to monitor wound healing has been developed by researchers in the US. It promotes faster closure of wounds, increases new blood flow to injured tissue, and enhances skin recovery by significantly reducing scar formation. Number four, genomic sequencing or editing. So its major role is to unlock the secrets of an individual's genetic code for personalized medicine and targeted therapies. A method called as clustered regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats or CRISPR gene editing technology can potentially transform how diseases are treated. It could help make significant advances against killer disease like cancer and HIV in a matter of years. And number 5, AR or VR and robotic remote surgery. So precision and minimally invasive procedures performed by robotic systems for improved surgical outcomes. The VR and AR market is booming worldwide, and both technologies are being used increasingly in healthcare application. The technology can be deployed in various ways, such as performing more advanced surgery, helping with pain relief, and treating mental health conditions. Next, future technologies. So number 1, Avis MD. A Singaporean medical technology firm, Avis Health, has showcased its latest development, Avis MD. This smart wearable stethoscope powered by AI has a lightweight sensor which continuously and passively analyzes chest sounds and measures and logs respiratory rate and heart rate. It also detects and analyzes abnormal lung sounds like wheeze to determine if the sounds are indicative of diseases like asthma or COPD. The device could be a huge innovation in patient care as it potentially allows for early health interventions and personalized medical care from the comfort of customers or patients' home. Number 2, Alphabits, another health technology company, was honored for its Alphabits device, a portable handband-style wearable that monitors brain activity to help athletes enter a flow state. The device is equipped with EEG sensors and uses music-based biofeedbacks to trigger the brain into producing higher alpha brainwave activity. Number 3, Withings U-Scan. So this small hockey puck size device that attaches to a toilet bowl to analyze urine samples. Urinalysis is used in clinics to measure various compounds that pass through urine and can diagnose urinary tract infections. The device uses replaceable cartridges to measure different aspects of your health and can detect ovulation as well. Test vitamin levels, assess hydration level, and provide insight into general levels of nutrition. Through an app, the U-Scan can also help interpret test results and even recommend nutritional and dietary adjustment if lacking certain vitamins. And finally, advanced 3D printings. Reproduction of bones and internal organs in vivo using the patient's own blood and soft and hard tissues as the core printing materials is under extensive research and implementation. And finally, the challenges and drawbacks. Despite all the advancements, these are some of the main challenges that we still face and require further attention and exploration. Next. So number 1, almost none of the diagnostic equipment are independent of one another. They can only act as a supportive tool and are not 100% accurate. Require multiple sessions and tests for in-depth output, which is inconvenient to both the practitioner and patient. New drugs take a long time to produce with the clinical trial and even with AI simulation, etc. Some specified drugs are even incompatible or ineffective with the patient, meaning medical practitioners and pharmacists must advocate for try and test procedures, which in turn will produce short or long-term effects on patient. Number 3, the current technologies may have prolonged human life expectancy, but do not, in a way, improve overall health. We may live longer, but we are also suffering for longer with improved pain, compression, and management. Number 4, access to data is still limited and restricted. In return, it slows down research progress in non-established or small establishment research communities and institutions. And finally, the increased overall healthcare costs. So you may refer to the next slide, please. So out of 100% of global GDP spending, almost 11% will be contributed to subsidizing healthcare expenditure. So that's all from me. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Eza.
Pisau dan peti di atas mihrab, dibawa dari si rumah mebel. Selanjutnya representasi dari Universitas Abdurrab. Kami jemput the one and only and the irreplaceable.
We enter to the last speaker, Dr. Syamsul Bari.
Wabarakatuh. Yang saya hormati Ibu Rektor, Prof. Susi Andrini, para narasumber yang hadir pada siang hari ini. Saya akan presentasi dalam bahasa Indonesia saja, karena ini suatu praktis. Ya. Ini kita ambil topik di sini tentang postpartum hemorrhage, salah satu kegawat daruratan. Ya. Ini sesuai dengan visi misi Fakultas Kedokteran tentang kegawat daruratan bencana, salah satu ini. Ini salah satu penyebab kematian tertinggi di ibu, ya, mortality rate. Salah satu diantaranya adalah perdarahan. Yang kedua hipertensi, yang ketiga infeksi. Jadi ini kita ambil topik di sini karena ini penting sekali untuk mencegah suatu kematian maternal. Next. So, postpartum hemorrhage adalah blood loss more than 500 milliliter, dan dibagi dua, early dan late. Di mana early adalah terjadi dalam 24 jam after delivery, dan penyebabnya adalah uterine atony, laserasi jalan lahir, hematom, dan uterine rupture. Sedangkan postpartum hemorrhage terjadi 1 sampai 2 minggu after delivery. Ini disebabkan oleh retained placenta atau sisa placenta. Next. Saya barusan sudah dibisikin oleh pembawa acara 5 menit saja. Dari definisi kita dapat bahwa sejak persalinan lepasnya atau hilangnya darah lebih dari 500 cc. Sedangkan kalau dilakukan seksi cesarean lebih dari 1000 cc. Dan ini mempunyai potensi untuk terjadi instability hemodinamik dari darah. Dan diperkirakan kejadiannya antara 1 sampai 6% dari kelahiran, dan terbanyak disebabkan atau 70% sampai 80% ini disebabkan oleh atonia uteri. Jadi ini perlu kita tangani dengan cepat. Next. Jadi penyebab perdarahan yang terbanyak adalah 4P, poti, bone, tisu, trauma, and thrombate. Ya. Sedangkan bone itu disebabkan karena uteri atoni, ya, atoni uteri. Sedangkan trauma disebabkan karena laserasi jalan lahir, hematom. Kemudian tisu disebabkan oleh uterine retain product of konsepsi atau sisa plasenta. Kemudian trombin itu gangguan dari koagulasi. Jadi 4T ini harus kita tangani dengan cepat karena angka kematian akan meningkat kalau kita tidak menangani dengan cepat. Next. Postpartum hemorrhage karena disebabkan oleh uteri atau atonia uteri, kemudian genital tract lacerasi, retained placenta, uterine inversion, normal placentation, kemudian coagulation disorder. Sedangkan untuk secondary disebabkan oleh retained produk dari placenta. Kemudian infeksi, involution of placenta site, dan gangguan koagulasi atau definisi. Next. Nah, yang terjadi pada antepartum ini disebabkan karena adanya riwayat perdarahan sebelum pada persalinan sebelumnya ya, atau mengenal placenta. Kemudian adanya solusi placenta yang tidak terdeteksi. Kemudian intrauterine fetal death, adanya placenta previa, hypertensi in pregnancy ya dengan proteinurinya. Kemudian excessive stretching of uterus, misalkan gemeli atau polyhydramnion. Kemudian ada bleeding disorder before pregnancy. Next. Sedangkan antepartum ini disebabkan oleh persalinan dengan seksualia atau persalinan dengan propaginum dengan menggunakan instrumen, misalkan vakum ekstraksi atau forceps ekstraksi. Kemudian adanya hubungan seksual atau putus lama ini juga menyebabkan terjadinya PPH. Kemudian persalinan cepat atau induction dengan augmentasi itu yang persalinan bisa hanya 2 sampai 3 jam persalinan, ini persalinan cepat. Kemudian adanya infeksi atau chorioamnitis, shoulder dystocia, kemudian fungsi luar yang dilakukan pada anak sungsang untuk melahirkan anak yang berikutnya. Kemudian adanya gangguan koagulopati atau HELLP syndrome. Next. Sedangkan pada postpartum kejadian PPH ini itu disebabkan karena parsiasi atau tindakan episiotomi, kemudian retain placenta atau abnormal placenta, kemudian uterine rupture, uterine inversion, kemudian koagulopati atau di IC. Next. Nah, bagaimana kita menegakkan ini suatu perdarahan postpartum? Yang harus kita lakukan adalah melakukan pemeriksaan fundus ataupun examination. Kemudian infeksi lower genital tract. Kita melihat bagian bawah daripada genital, apakah ada robekan dan sebagainya. Kemudian uterine explorasi, yaitu melihat apakah ada sisa-sisa placenta. Kalau ada, kita harus keluarkan. Kemudian apakah ada terjadi rupture uteri, atau inversi, atau gangguan koagulasi. Ini harus kita lakukan. Dari sini kita dapat menentukan ini tidak masalahnya penyebabnya apa. Next. Nah, apa yang terjadi shock? Ini tindakan ABC ini harus kita lakukan. Airway, breathing, and circulation. Jadi jalan nafasnya harus kita perbaiki, kemudian beri pernapasan buatan, dan cardiac message atau sirkulasi. Next. Jadi manajemen dari ABC ini adalah kita harus mengajak pasien untuk berbicara, untuk melihat kesadarannya. Ya. Jadi pasien yang dalam keadaan tenang, diam, itu bukan berarti baik. Kita harus ajak berbicara dan observasi. Kemudian kalau perlu kita memasang cairan infus, memberikan cairan kristaloid, pemeriksaan darah, ya, golongan darah, dan kosmet, serta minta bantuan. Ya. Ini asking for help ini perlu sekali. Jadi kalau kita bekerja sendiri barangkali agak kita perlu mencari bantuan. Bantuan ada di sekitar kita dan perlu banyak orang yang mahir untuk itu. Next. Nah, jadi kita make sure that you are already resusitasi. Jadi kita perlu melakukan resusitasi. Ini salah satu penanganan kegagalan. Kita harus dengan resusitasi. Jadi harus kita pertimbangkan juga pemberian atau pemasangan kateter, pemasangan CPV, kemudian pasang infus, dan minta bantuan orang yang mampu untuk itu. Next. Nah, dari tindakan kita harus mendapatkan hasil yang lebih baik tentunya, ya. Jadi kita harus melakukan simultan tindakan ADC tadi, kemudian Tony harus lebih baik melalui manual message, kemudian melakukan evaluasi daripada atau placenta, kemudian melakukan eksplorasi yang lain dari jalan lain, apakah ada robekan atau tidak. Next. Ini agak cepat aja sedikit karena waktunya sudah mepet katanya. Nah, di sini kita lakukan manual message ya. Jadi menentukan kontraksi uterus itu baik atau tidak, kita manual message. Dan kalau kita yakin bahwa itu tidak bagus kontraksi uterusnya, kita lakukan manual kompresi. Kemudian di manual kompresi, kita memasang intrauterin melalui menggunakan Foley kateter atau tampon. Ya, kita masukkan Foley kateter atau kas tampon dalam uterus untuk menahan perdarahan. Dan kalau tidak berhasil juga kita lakukan kompresi. Dan kemudian kita rujuk ya, ke tempat yang lebih baik. Next. Nah, ini lakukan manual kompresi. Jadi tangan satu masuk ke dalam vagina, kemudian tangan yang lain di luar uterus, di luar di dinding abdomen, dan dilakukan kompresi. Jadi uterus berada di antara kedua tangan kita. Ini dipertahankan 2 menit, kemudian kita observasi, lakukan lagi, kemudian kalau tidak berhasil kita lakukan step-step seperti tadi. Next. Nah, suplemen dari uterotonik yang harus kita berikan biasanya adalah oksitosin. Ini yang banyak kita berikan dengan komplikasi yang cukup minimal sekali. Kemudian ergometrin juga kita bisa berikan, tapi kita harus waspada. Karena ergometrin ini untuk orang hipertensi itu harus perhatikan betul ya, efek. Kemudian ada sitopek atau misoprostol, ini juga harus kita perhatikan untuk orang yang asma, ya, karena komplikasinya bisa menyebabkan. Next. Nah, apabila kontraksi baik, tapi terjadi perdarahan, yang harus kita pikirkan adalah jalan persalinan atau lahir, ya. Ini barangkali perlu kita lakukan. Apakah robekan, kemudian kalau kita melakukan eksplorasi, perlu analgesi, itu kita lakukan, ya. Dan perlu penerangan, ya. Jadi kita tidak berani untuk melakukan suatu tindakan, tapi harus dengan pencahayaan yang cukup bagus. Kita lakukan repair apabila terjadi robekan. Dan kalau kita perlu, mungkin kita pasang Foley balon kateter. Next. Nah, apabila kontraksinya perdarahan tetap berjalan, ini kemungkinan yang harus kita pikirkan adalah gangguan perdarahan. Ya, koagulopati atau collating time, gangguan fibrinogen, dan tuh, udah dibisikin lagi, Bu. Baik, sebentar, karena ini penting sekali ya. Kalau terpotong kayaknya tidak maksimal kita memberikan ilmunya. Nah, ini adanya koagulasi gitu. Kita perbaiki, ya, kita koreksi dengan platelet atau darah tentang memperbaiki gangguan koagulasi. Nah, ini penyebab dari penyakit dari koagulasi ini sekarang akut infeksi uteri, ya. Jadi di sini turunnya uterus waktu persalinan itu bisa kita gradekan dari 1 sampai 4. Di sini turunnya grade turunnya uterus pada grade 1 itu hanya sedikit. Kemudian yang kedua sampai ke introitus vagina, ketiga melewati introitus vagina, dan yang keempat adalah next, coba. Nah, ini kalau kita lihat di grade 1 itu turunnya bagian daripada uterus bagian, yang kedua sampai ke serviks, melewati serviks, yang ketiga melewati vagina, kemudian yang keempat keluar semua. Jadi uterus terputar balik. Di sini bagian dalam uterus itu menjadi bagian terluar. Next. Nah, penyebabnya di sini ada idiopatik, Kemudian adanya tarikan umbilical pada waktu kontraksi uterus belum baik. Jadi ikut uterus bagian dalam keluar. Adanya fundal pressure, penekanan bagian uterus. Kemudian adanya kemungkinan plasenta akhirnya, adanya pemberian tokolisis yang banyak menyebabkan kontraksi uterus menjadi lemah dan kontraksi disorder serta previous history. Lanjut, naik. Nah, di sini kemungkinan paling banyak adalah perdarahan, kemudian tampaknya bagian uterus yang merah menonjol di vagina. Dan paling banyak selain perdarahan adalah shock ya. Ini harus ditangani dengan baik. Lanjut. Nah, kalau kita menemukan suatu inversion dalam waktu singkat, itu kita harus tangani lebih cepat ya. Karena kalau kita tangani lebih cepat mereposisi daripada uterus tadi, itu akan terjadi darah yang banyak, kemudian infeksi. Ya. Dan kemungkinan akan terbentuk ring sehingga uterus tidak mudah untuk dimasukkan kembali. Ya. Uterus dalam keadaan normal itu setelah melahirkan besarnya sebesar kira-kira 22 sampai 24 minggu. Next. Nah ini caranya kita memasukkan atau reposisi daripada inverted uterus dengan cara mendorong bagian fundus dengan jari, kemudian bagian luar dari tangan kita memperkirakan apakah fundus sudah kembali ke normal. Next. Nah ini caranya, ya, jadi dorong bagian uterus sampai tangan kita bisa membuat tinju di bagian luar tangan kita, apakah uterus tadi sudah kembali ke posisi semula, bulat. Nah kita akan pertahankan ini sampai kontraksinya muncul, baru kita tarik tangan kita. Next. Nah ini menjadinya ada start, stop, ya, treatment aggressively, kemudian repair. Ya. Lanjut. Nah, jadi kalau terjadi shock, kita harus meminta bantuan. Ya. Kemudian kita harus resusitasi cairan, kalau perlu transfusi darah, CKB, dan sebagainya. Kemudian lanjut. Nah, kemudian prepare laparotomi, kemudian memberi tokolisis, kalau memang itu terjadi ring, sehingga susah dimasukkan, atau petidin, dan sebagainya. Ya. Dan kalau ada robekan, kita melakukan repair atau penjahitan daripada robekan tadi. Kemudian kita berikan uterus menikah supaya kontraksinya akan lebih baik. Lanjut. Nah, jadi prinsipnya dari inversio uterina adalah reposisi segera. Ya, makin segera kita perbaiki, makin cepat kembalinya dan square-nya akan lebih kecil ya. Jadi ada tindakan non-surgical yaitu dengan cara memasukkan tadi ya, secara anatomis, kemudian kembali setelah itu diberikan uterotonika. Lanjut, itu Johnson manuver namanya ini. Dan kadang-kadang inversio ini disertai atau diikuti oleh plasenta. Nah kalau plasenta mengikuti, kita tetap melakukan refer dulu atau reposisi dulu, kemudian baru melakukan manual plasenta. Jadi bukan manual plasenta dulu, tapi kembalikan dulu sehingga kontraksinya baik, baru kita manual plasenta. Tidak manual plasenta dulu karena kontraksinya tidak baik, ini akan menyebabkan perdarahan yang banyak. Lanjut. Nah ini metode lain dengan pemberian cairan supaya dia relax, kemudian baru dikembalikan dari posisi. Next. Surgical teknik itu jarang sekali dan ini ada macam-macam, ada Huntington laparotomi itu dengan menarik, next gambarnya ada. Slide. Nah dengan menarik ligamen kemudian ditarik, dioperasi uterusnya tadi, kemudian dibantu dengan pendorongan bagian dari uterus yang keluar. Lanjut. Kemudian yang dilakukan itu dengan cara bagian yang keluar, bagian bawah dari rahim, kemudian ditarik juga dari atas dan didorong dari bawah. Ini karena sudah terjadi ada ring yang menyebabkan uterus tadi susah untuk dikembalikan. Lanjut. Nah ini kalau kita sudah kembalikan, dan kalau ini terjadi berulang-ulang, inversi yang tadi pilihannya adalah histotomi ya. Jadi kita angkat rahimnya untuk tidak hamil lagi. Lanjut. Nah, antibiotik yang harus kita berikan setelah kita menginfeksi itu penting sekali untuk mencegah infeksi. Next. Nah, kalau terjadi robekan jalan lahir, tugas kita adalah melakukan penjahitan ya. Robekan jalan lahir itu atau perdarahan yang bukan disebabkan allotonia atau infeksi adalah vaginal tears dan cerebral tears. Ini ada grade-nya 1 sampai 4. Lanjut. Nah, kalau terjadi pada bagian perineum itu kita lakukan insisi, kemudian kita buang flapsnya tadi, kemudian kita cari sumber pendarahan, jahit, hentikan pendarahan, kemudian ditutup kembali. Lanjut. Kemudian kalau cervical tear juga kita harus lakukan penjahitan dengan AFU istilahnya. Dengan lighting yang cukup bagus, kita lihat, kita biasanya robekan itu terjadi pada jam 3 dan jam 9. Kemudian kita jepit pada 2 sisi dengan fencer clamp, kemudian kita jahit dengan jelas ya, tidak meraba, tapi jahit dengan pencahayaan yang cukup bagus. Next. Nah, ini yang ditunggu. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Samsul. We invite our Rector of Universitas Abdurrahman, our keynote speaker, Prof. Azhar, Dr. Samsul, Dr. Ezak, and Dr. Shamsul to stand in front of us.
sebaik-baiknya. Mohon maaf atas salah-salah kata. Semoga bersua di waktu berbeda.
Thank you for the attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Diinformasikan kepada seluruh presenter bahwa panel akan dilaksanakan di ruangan ini. 1, 2, 3, dan 4. Insya Allah kegiatan akan dimulai jam 1.15 waktu Indonesia Barat.
Bapak, Ibu, dan hadirin sekalian sudah bisa istirahat.